broadcasting it for the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. This is the 8th week of the Valorant competition at EsportsTower, and we're looking forward to some exciting gameplay tonight. On the show tonight, we'll be showing 2 games from a really early bracket stage and our first semifinals matchup. Next week, we'll be bringing you the conclusion from our semifinals, and so be sure you come back next Wednesday to check that out. I am your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me as always as ever is Riley Nappy Boyd. All right, Riley, so last week, I had the unfortunate pleasure of not being able to be here. So what amazing action did I miss?
We talked about it actually on the stream. You were going to be mad when you found out what you missed because it was crazy. The grand finals were fantastic, right? We saw 2 teams going right at it once again, right? The landslides ended up winning. However, it was just back and forth, everyone going crazy on each other, teams taking advantage of the icebox with landslide, right? Teams going on to Ascent, which is the landslide's best map, and like taking them to like overtime.
Oh my.
It was insane.
I'm sad. I missed a lot of action.
No, you like it was the best week of Rumbles that we've had yet.
Okay, well, if you say that, then I challenge every player that is currently playing and listening to this, make this week the best week and next week even better, because I cannot have missed the best week of EsportsTower Valorant Rumble because I had to go to the doctor.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. Fish and I had a good time, but I think we even said it on stream. You were going to be frustrated when you found out how much you missed because it was really good stuff. I think you would have loved it because it was really good Icebox action too.
Icebox, my favorite map and everyone's bane of their existence in Valorant. Well, I mean, either way, I'll go back and watch the VOD. I'm sorry that I missed all of that beautiful action to everybody. But, you know, this week is the restart of everything. We still are jamming it all out how we normally do. The Rumbles format will change slightly with it opening up with a few more teams, and the new format is uncapped on teams in a best-of-1 single elimination bracket stage, leading into a best-of-3 grand final stage. This is open to any teams of all skill rank, and the Rumble qualifies as a high school team to compete in the Box Fight Championship Valorant Cup with the Valorant Pro players and content creators. The Landslides have yet to lose a Rumble since week 3, so we're looking forward to see if they can do their domination strategy yet again in this next week. You can see our bracket lineup here. We've got the Flares, the Monsoon, Surge, White, Eruption, Hurricanes, Blizzards, Landslides versus Firestorm, so you know those 2 powerhouses going head-to-head in the very beginning might set the whole pace and the tone for the remainder of our bracket series. And if these teams are hoping to be successful, yes, I'm still talking to the 2 at the very bottom because, you know, you can never forget these important quintessential facts that come to Valorant in the form of Doc's keys to the game.
It's always good stuff to be able to get into those keys to the game, and they were important last week too.
All right, well, I hope these came into handy for someone at least. Doc's keys to the game in Valorant are don't ego peek the op, know your win con, call out abilities, and calculate enemy econ. Doc's keys to the game are presented today by EsportsTower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, those keys to the game last week already really did come into play. We saw some great op play. We saw actually some teams being able to counter the op a little bit. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. And you know, we saw Firestorms and we saw Landslides down there. Firestorms changed up the roster, but Firestorms, again, they took Landslides to overtime on Ascent. And it was unreal last week.
Your poor voice box.
No, it was crazy. It was actually unbelievable.
Well, we are going to be kicking things off tonight with our bracket stage round 1 matchup with the Monsoons taking on Firestorm on Ascent. The Monsoons have been getting stronger and stronger each week and have been closing that gap to take it all the way to the finals. Hopefully this week will be the week that they can do just that.
Just kind of looking at comps here early on, it seems like I believe Monsoons are on the left here. I think they're
and that is Team Flares on the right. My apologies.
Okay, I gotcha. So looking at, so Monsoons then on the right, their comp is different. The Astra Viper combo with a Killjoy as well. Countering that for Flares, I don't think this is one that they're probably going to see very often. I mean, this seems more like something that you might see kind of in an unranked match where teams just kind of want to do their own thing. I'm interested to see if Monsoons have a strategic reason for why they're doing it this way. I mean, kind of 2 smokes. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting 2 flashes, 2 smokes, and a Killjoy. Yeah, this is a really interesting comp.
I'll tell you what I'm excited for, and that is to call everything that E is doing chronically on that Viper, because we all know Viper is one of those agents that tends to get a lot of action, do a lot of cleaning up style of gameplay, and so lots of opportunities for me to just squeak over the comms here.
Yeah, that's fair. I respect that. It's always some good names in some of these rumbles.
Oh, we do have KO coming out from Rainbow LR here on point A. On the defense, I'm very interested to see how this plays out. Unfortunately, crosshair placement was not in Rainbow's favor there, so Victor managed to take them out. And we do see that Sage, their name is I cannot pronounce the rest of that, my apologies, did manage to get a kill as well. Flares looking a little bit painful on the agent number front here.
Yeah, Spike already down there for Monsoons, but good trades coming through there. There's Sage and Shelto as well.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, there you go. That's how you retake a site really quick.
Yeah, so Sage Matrix, who is dominating a bit on the Sage role. Once again, playing more like an initiator, engaging people. Already got 2 kills from himself, and now going after VX. Unfortunately, their health was just a little bit too low.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my goodness. Wait,
What? What? That was incredible. I think you might have unfortunately jinxed that a little bit, Riley. You can't see it right now, but Riley is actually speechless because, you know, starting out with that's how you take back a point, and then seeing this go down never really feels good as a caster.
Well, and just the right click, and then I think there needs to be that's probably a VOD that Shelto's not gonna want to go home and watch.
Oh, probably not.
That's tough. That's tough. That's not a gunfight you want to lose. That was, I mean, it was way to work the smoke from D there. D-E-E, is that how we want to say that? VX, maybe?
I said VX. We'll go with VX. I'm also calling Matrix 2 as just Matrix 2 because the onomatopoeia sound is a little too difficult to pull off me right now.
Fair enough, fair enough. Ooh, look at this little Sage flank using the Viper wall here. I mean, just a mini flank in sight, but it could end up working out really well.
We did see Jet use that wall to their advantage as well to take out Phoenix. Spike has been planted in default spot. The Astro Clouds are also being planted. Maeve is just camping out back here trying to stay alive. They did take a little bit of damage, but they managed to get some picks. They got to be careful, though. Now they've blocked some vision out for a few people. But sitting and waiting, the locations where you can be standing are very limited when you stay in one spot. So it's something everyone has to keep in mind while they're playing.
Yeah, saw that smoke kind of block CT side of that site, but there's that EMP that can just be so effective coming through.
Last
KO
player
there.
standing.
2 KOs on this map is really going to affect the pacing of this game.
Unfortunately, I do not foresee Clids being able to make it out of there, and with that, Eevee, with the detonating spike, took out Clids at the end of the round, so nicely done. Sorry, E!
I was going to say, you missed your chance to say E! I was so disappointed. Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you, I was questioning the comp of this team early on, obviously, but gun skill through 2 rounds has been really impressive since Monsoons. They're kind of just showing up and saying, yeah, we can do whatever we want because we can gun with anybody. And I like that. I like that confidence.
Side note, if anyone else is wondering, yes, the Flares are new to the Rumble, and they've shown great signs of success in this game already, despite being such a new squad being pulled into this tournament. They are demonstrating that their lack of time together does not mean that they cannot work well as a full unit.
Yeah, and I can see, I think having 2 KOs
You want to fight it!
Because if you're the Flares, in your first game in a Rumble, you have to play KO without having a KO. That could be really hard. But having counter KOs there can really help the pacing.
Unfortunately, Rainbow on that KO did get taken out by the hot hands. Big Spike Plant was taken out by Clint. Victoria was taken, find Shelto, and then Chuck I think is how we say that name. Unfortunately, after finding a pick, VX once again getting that double kill on their 3rd kill so far, and has the spike planted.
This Monsoons team is looking really impressive. They are able to just, you know, you win 3 in a row, all of a sudden the econ gets a little scary for the Flares, and that's an issue because now, you know, you get deep into these games and not having actual, like, guns, only having, like, you know, your pistols, or maybe, I mean, you see a Marshall there from Junkosa there. It's just
Let's
not,
keep it rolling.
It's tough to counter 5 rifles.
We do see Matrix who choosing to not buy any armor this round, even on a light buy round that's very dangerous strategy to be doing because you can get one shot by the weapons that are being pulled out. Ooh, unfortunately, VR there actually flashed himself. Got to be careful when you're rounding corners with that flash. The Killjoy has been activated. No shock. The Killjoy had that up after how much they've been dominating the last couple of rounds. So now they got to be careful. The attackers may end up getting, maybe able to detain some as we do see Victoria was taken, take out Shelto.
I mean, just look at how fast that this team is rushing into sites. They're using utility, they're using ults, they're doing everything they can. It doesn't even matter that the Flares are putting up utility of their own to block it.
One enemy remaining.
Because gunfights like that, where VR just doesn't even have to worry about it. It's just, bad timing doesn't matter. They still win the gunfights. This team came out cracked today.
So I think my strategy, if I so choose to actually attempt to climb the ladder in Valorant, is going to be go fast, go hard. Because for the longest time, I was always told, be quiet, don't do anything, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, get info. But I'm seeing a lot of times in this Rumble, people just kind of running it down one side and being very successful. Like, you can gather information while you're being loud. You're going to let everyone know where you're at eventually anyway when you're the attackers. So why not just go in guns blazing?
Well, I'll tell you, there's a reason that our local Broncos here were dubbed the Kings of Chaos, and it got them into the Champions Division in their collision range. Just going crazy sometimes can just be the counter to any team that wants to just play strategy.
And we see Maeve and DR take out one apiece. Matrix, who taking out Victoria, was taken, and then Maeve found Matrix, who and is now going for that plant yet again. We do see Maeve and Phoenix both have their ultimates ready to go. As for the Flare side, we do see Jet with knives online. I doubt we'll see that popped just this round because, you know, a retake with knives is going to be a little bit difficult when you've got 3 people chilling out on point. Oh, and as I say that, Clids decides, I'm going to prove you wrong, Artie, and pops the knives out. Let's see if they can get any kills here.
Last player
Why
standing.
Clids decided that the option didn't go away. Unless they could have picked up the Phantom anyway. That was an interesting play. I guess maybe just get it off the map as far away as you could so Monsoons can pick it up. Although I would imagine Monsoons have the creds to buy an op.
I believe you are correct. So you see that updraft, double updraft being used. That's using a lot of util for what would be considered not high payout there. Forcing the swap off the knives right away to get the kill on VX there from Clids was just not, the cards were not in their favor for that play.
Yeah, it's an interesting use of the map though. I mean, you can see obviously you can't stand on that roof, but you can kind of get more time up there as you're moving down as you're sliding. So it's kind of I like the utility play.
You're dead.
Just, it didn't quite work out.
We do have the Astral Wall and Run It Back being popped right now for the Monsoons. There's still 3 ults inside of the Flares. Omen, Sage, and KO all ready to go. The Run It Back's been used. Matrix, who took out the Phoenix duplicate, I guess the Phoenix is the only way I can put that one. But Phoenix obviously still standing. Now KO is taken out. Jet goes down. Killjoy goes down to the Flares. It is now 2v3. KO can still get picked back up if someone manages to help him out a little bit as we see VX take out Chunkosa.
Yeah, kind of block off any sort of res there.
One enemy remaining.
They know that they're going to have to be there kind of in
One enemy remaining.
Just really good play from the side of knowing where
can only be one hero.
Using utility to block it off.
Unfortunately, that res coming out from Sage there for the Flares was just in an inconvenient spot, left them wide open to be taken out, and then the rezzed Omen as well saw just a gun barrel in their face right away. Sometimes it's just not worth that resurrect, my friends.
I don't know, Artie, if you just saw the scoreboard that they just flashed there, but like VX was like 10-3, and then there was 2 others at like 7 and like 3. Like it. Wow, the Monsoons are.
Yeah, it just be like that sometimes.
They came to play. Or they did not come to play.
No, they came to win.
And you know what? We heard that they were getting closer and closer, and it makes sense because they look good. They look really good right now.
They've got the slow orb right in front of them. Maeve's trying to use that, you know, shift key ducking around a little bit, trying to avoid some damage. We see the flash go out once again. DR flashing themselves at the same time. Placement and timing of when you're moving using that ability is important. You can't flash yourself and run into enemy fire, otherwise you will go down, as we just saw that happen.
Yeah, and now you're in a situation where it's a 3v5, your Astra's low. You would imagine that this is a round that the Flares won't have to invest too much in to take care of business. Save some util if you can find one more. I mean, really, it feels almost like it's a 2.5 versus 5 just because of how low that Astra is right now.
for the Flares, we're actually seeing a change of pace a bit here. We have all 5 members still currently alive. They did also take out the KO for the other side. It is now just Maeve with barely a little sliver of health bar remaining, as well as Killjoy with the spike still in their possession. So that's good, as we do see Matrix now having to navigate around the Killjoy Alarm Bot. Hopefully it's not setting it off too fast and not taking any damage right there because the smoke's in their favor. However, if you're looking to cheer on Monsoons, they need to pick up a plan and make it work here pretty soon. Otherwise, it's going to be the end of this round rather fast, as we do see the rotation start to come out from Maeve.
And I want to just point out here something that the Flares are doing really
10
well.
seconds
You're
left.
in a 2v5, or in a 5v2, excuse me, and you know that Maeve, she's going to be weak now. So not
One
being
enemy
super
remaining.
aggressive here.
Spike down
being
mid.
slow and just kind of waiting for people to have to do something, especially on defense. So many teams,
Can I
their
use that?
natural instinct is to just, you know, they smell blood, go for the throat. But they're not. They played that back. That was a really good finish to that round from the Flares, not getting too aggressive and end up putting yourself in a situation where all of a sudden they find a couple of elims.
Should I play some stars
They're
in
right
this
back in the round.
reality?
They played that really well.
That does help balance out the econ just a little bit, forcing all the Monsoons to have to rebuy their weaponry will help the Flares even the playing field just enough to possibly start this turnaround here. Being on the defensive typically is more in your favor on most maps, but for Flares right now it seems like they're struggling, but now have started to hit their stride.
Yeah, I think that right now it's critical that you find a couple more rounds if you're the Flares, because you see how good this Monsoon team is, and they really can just get on the roll, and you just don't want to give them that opportunity to let 6 rounds go.
You should run.
You want to try and take care of business again, but I mean, look at how much detail is just getting invested into the site once again. There's the ult, a Viper wall. I mean, everything's just getting invested into the site for Monsoons.
We saw the Killjoy ult come out again. Viper still has Venom Cloud online for Team Monsoon, so if they choose to plant and then use it, they basically lock down the entire point for a solid portion of that ticker for the spike. As we see Rainbow take out Victoria, Victoria was taken. Spike has been planted, however, so with both sides equal on the agent front, it just comes down to who is going to be using the positions to their advantage. As we see Matrix Who take out E, and then VX take out Matrix Who.
There's DR using some good util there to get some
One
damage.
enemy remaining.
Stun finds. Oh my goodness, DR, that was
Dang.
fantastic.
I think this player might have heard me say stop flashing yourself, because that time they didn't.
And, I mean, they were able to use that smoke so they didn't, right? Being able to dance in and out of that smoke to kind of avoid seeing their own flash and not get that flash. That was just a great round from DR there. Catching up to VX. It's a cool letter name on this Monsoons team. And look at the creds, too. There's so much money on this Monsoons team right now. That's an issue. Because if you look at the econ between the two teams, yeah, you see Maeve, she's got that op ready to go. There's going to be a lot of ops.
Who's
and
gonna
big guns.
ego peek the op?
Joke's over! You're dead!
And there's the run it back being popped again by DR. They've just been dominating this round, as well as a few other players. Hot Hands have come out to see if they can pick up someone back there. They did make contact with Cliff, but I do not believe DR realized what was back there, as they used their ability to pop all the way back to their original spawn spot. We see 2 go down, but then Shelto pick up DR right away. VX going for that plant. They should be okay, as we see Viper now going for some of those Venom mines.
There's that Defender's Killjoy coming out. Now Flares can try and get Monsoons off the site. See, the spike already went down, though, unfortunately. That's just unfortunate timing. They wanted to get that off before the spike went down.
One enemy remaining.
Right there, I believe VX was going in to pick up the one detained player, but did not think that there was, my apologies, the other Killjoy was thinking that they could go take out that player that was detained. VX was waiting there, however. Now the spike's ticking down. We've got 15 seconds remaining to get it defused. Let's see if anyone can do this. We've got Rainbow just chilling out, making sure Viper doesn't even try to come in.
Yeah, you see, I think at that point, Rainbow just kind of knew that Poison Cloud was there. They knew what he was planning to do. There was no real way to get around it.
Rainbow!
So weak.
Oh no!
I think Rainbow didn't run away from that, though, intentionally. They wanted to get the op off the map, I think was what the thought process there was. They didn't want E to be able to go and pick up the op again and force a rebound, I think.
Fair enough, but even with that, neither team now has the operator. Starting to even out the, creds aren't evening out enough yet. VX is still on top of their, I guess, economy control there, as is Maeve, both over that 4K mark. And then we see Victoria was taken almost at the 4K mark as well, but the other team is all under the 2,000 mark.
Yeah, Flares are in a tough spot econ-wise here, and there's that Astral Wall gonna get popped as well from Monsoon. So there's not afraid to invest everything here. Look at that, a Slow Orb, a Viper Wall, and an Astral Wall all being popped here from the side of Monsoons, and Matrix 2 is just kind of in the cross-section of all three.
This is a scary situation to be in. It's kind of like when the room's all dark and you're like, is there a monster in here with me? I think that's how you feel when an Astral Wall is right in your face. As we see VX take out Clids, Matrix take out Victoria, and VX take out 2 more on top of that. Maeve going for the plant yet again. It's just Omen and KO standing for the Flares now. They have a choice to make, and that is, do they get out alive or do they try to go in? As we see KO get revived by Phoenix, but both go down, and now it's just Chung standing, using their teleport. Oh my goodness, that would have been, Chung, that was still so big brain. It almost worked, but Maeve, she knew. She just knew. She heard the ability instigate, and you do kind of, you give off a sound cue there. There is no, you're 100% silent like it's the dead of night sort of stuff going on here. She saw that and was like, no, buddy, not gonna work out, and bada bing, bada boom, you go down. Try it again.
God tier play though.
For real, I vote you try it again because I feel like it will work out. You just got to be a little bit sneakier about it.
That might be T5 best Omen teleports that I've ever seen. If it would have pulled off, it would have been T1.
Had
that was
pulled
so
off,
good.
That is 100% highlight reel moment. Rainbow landing a great EMP there, getting 3 people in it and detecting them. So aware that there's people coming up, they got to be careful. Now they're just pushing a little bit slow if you're looking at the team Monsoon right now. They are down there. Phoenix. Spike is still in possession of Maeve. Fantastic on maintaining their ability to stay alive and not dropping. As we see Clids take out, Victoria was taken. But then, yes, and unfortunately Sage did go down as well for the Flares there.
And what did Victoria was taken do? They ego peeked the op.
Taking that back. The Doc's keys of the game, my friend.
Ego peeked the op.
You've got to, it's okay. I understand. Just don't do it, though.
We're not mad. We're just disappointed.
Wow, pulling out the mom quotes there. That hurts my soul.
Planted.
We've got Clids. Oh, unfortunately, losing that
enemy
up
remaining.
Valorant is just one of those games when you're in mid-flight, jumping, anything like that, you lose a lot of your ability to aim. The accuracy just is an exponential decay slope, basically. And Maeve was on the ground, crouched, not moving whatsoever. As soon as you jumped up, you're basically sealed your death wish right there.
Oh, Maeve. Wow, what a play there. I think they were blinded a little bit there. They still were able to take that gunfight, and then Ego Chow.
Maeve actually was not blinded. Watch this strategy here to avoid the flash. They knew it was coming, and they looked away. It was super smart. That's big brain.
I gotta visit
right there.
the Astral to play some stars.
Yeah, wow.
That was huge, Maeve.
And then the Ego Chow there, just to know that Shelto was going to be there. Respect. I love that.
We see the Astral World's up again, the Venom Cloud as well, and the Killjoy ult is ready to go for Monsoons. For the side of the Flares, they just have Omen's ultimate online. We might see that even out as time goes on, but unfortunately for the one ultimate hammer for the Flares, they do go down as we see the Astral Wall go up and the attacker Killjoy get dropped, so the defenders got to be super careful now.
I mean, there's just no fear coming into these sites right now from the side of the Monsoons. They're just flying into a site. They find an open elim and they just go for it. I love it. There's the Viper ult getting popped. We've seen it just become so meta as well in these EsportsTower rumbles.
We see Rainbow found Victoria was taken. Matrix is trying to use that slow orb to reduce the amount of angles that people can push onward to try and stop the defenders from reclaiming this point now. It is 3-3. The Viper Cloud is still up, so they got to be careful here. It does damage, not too much, you can survive, but it's a risky play to try and go through it to take care of people. As we see take out Rainbow right there, and Clids finds shortly thereafter. Maeve then finds Matrix, and Clids finds ER. With that, Maeve finding the last kill. Attackers will win out yet another round, bringing them one match round away from victory. This is a sticky situation for Flares. They need to win these first 2 rounds. They cannot let this... They cannot let the Monsoons win one more.
Yeah, this is not a fun situation to be in if you're the Flares. It's one of those ones
Heading to the above.
You kind of know what's probably coming, but you want to just try and extend it as much as you can. And like you said, it all starts with winning a pistol. You take this round by round, you know, and just put as many rounds on the board.
Checking the situation. About there.
It's going to be kind of interesting to see here how Flares decide to do that. It's going to be a test of mental fortitude to see if they're able to take this round by round. A lot of teams start thinking, okay, it's either over or it's a huge task to try and bring it back.
Oh no, the game's not over till it's over. That's how you always gotta do it. Oh, the hot hand placement right there from DR was beautiful. Did a decent amount of damage there to Killjoy. E's chilling out over here by their grenade, seeing if anyone's gonna try and ego peek through it. Toxin is gonna get going down here pretty low and will drop soon. And now we do see an entire rotation coming out from the Flares. They're taking a very different approach in comparison to the Monsoons as opposed to just picking one and running through it. They are actually going with the tried and true strategy of getting information and following Riley's advice of those who push together, win together, and sticking as a group as we see Clids unfortunately break away and get taken out by Maeve. And now the agent numbers are equalized between the two teams.
Yeah, that was a really good play there by Maeve, anticipating the read. You see Victoria was taken as well. Just trying to keep this. There's that EMP going to go out as well. Getting that info, knowing that Omen's there as well. Just great plays.
Flash comes out. Unfortunately, E did not turn away at the right time, so Rainbow blinded them, managed to take them out. It is just two standing for the Monsoons, though. So the Flares looking great on their offense right now as we see Victoria was taken, take out two more. That's beautiful. Down goes that alarm bot. We do see Sage is right, chilling out behind them, waiting for the proper moment to come in and take people out. And with that, Matrix Who gets a double, taking out VX, and Victoria was taken. That is some fantastic trigger discipline there, just waiting until everyone had passed them before they even started firing. I know for one that that's something very difficult to pull off because all the time, as soon as you see someone's head, you just want to start clicking it. But the patience.
Yeah, and then
Young Grasshopper was successful.
Well, and then even beyond just waiting, I mean, they waited even longer than they needed to because they knew it was 2v2, right? They saw both players come through, but instead of just, all right, their second player just go, waiting until they knew they had a complete and total advantage where it was almost impossible to lose that gunfight. Just great plays overall.
Oh, and the blind comes out from DR. Did grab a few of them, but Clids still managed to find DR in that Venom Cloud. Oh, and the shorty coming out from E will find Shell, though. Oh, E, you are now in a rough situation. Are you going to be able to make it? Unfortunately, Rainbow will find you before that cloud goes away, so unfortunately, I think your own teammate didn't lend you any favors there.
Yeah, that's tough. That Viper Cloud just didn't quite give the LOS that they needed to be able to get out and find a shorty kill. Not a ton of range there, but that's just kind of how it goes sometimes.
Clids looking for that redemption now. They are not choosing to stray away from their group. However, Omen is choosing to do that. Now they're meeting up in the middle. Took a very risky route. Thankfully, it's only the second round in this half, well, third round of this half. So no one really would have any sort of sniper rifles unless it was a Marshall. So as long as you're safe and smart about your movements, going through the mid was fine there. As we see Matrix Who getting that plant, that's a lot faster than we saw for the last round for the Flares. They are definitely changing their gaming style here and bringing this one back. As we see Victoria was taken out by Clids. Gotta check those corners, my friend. Oh!
Yeah, this is a great example of just taking things one round at a time. Love the frenzy play here, and you get the Spectre picked up as well. Everyone kind of knows where you are.
Oh, this VX though. VX has popped off, and there's just 3 remaining, but VX is at half health, so this is a very difficult situation for them. VX, I honestly would suggest that you just try to get out alive. That ticker has increased in pace. It's now 15 seconds until that spike detonates, but you found one head. Can you find another? Unfortunately, Chung will find you first.
Yeah, just kind of getting yourself some ego there. There's great plays from VX to find a couple, but I'll tell you what, Flares doing a good job having that mental fortitude round by round. That's how you bring things like this back. It might seem like this is an impossible comeback, but round by round, so important to hear from Flares.
Riley, I'll have you know, and I hope you don't take this offensively because this is one of my favorite things from my childhood. Every time you say I'll tell you what, I hope you start talking about propane and propane accessories.
Confusion.
Oh my goodness, this man has not seen King of the Hill.
Yeah, no, I know what it is, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, that hurts my heart. It's all right.
Cover going down.
they said stealing sight,
I
and
know,
the
the
screen went
entire
black.
screen
That was
blacked
kind of cool.
That was planned. We're going to completely say that that was totally expected, and that is how we're going to be running blinding from here on out. From Omens, as we see Matrix find VX, so powerhouse for the Monsoons, already down. Clids for the Flares went down relatively fast as well. Clids has been one of the few that gets taken out basically almost every round of the league recently. They are, however, being someone to absorb bullets is never a bad thing. It's just unfortunately being a little bit smarter about when that occurs might work more in Clids' favor in the future. As we see KO also go down. Victoria was taken and both finding someone, and then Chungus,
Last player
Trapassa,
standing.
I think is how we say that, taking one out. DR and then Shelto finding kills as well. It is now 2v1 with Maeve and Phoenix, the only one standing, going into Killjoy over here, who is just chilling out, waiting for the dude to come
player
in.
standing.
They find Maeve, but then DR with the pistol. Oh, going classic to take someone out. Shelto, I'm so sorry. That's kind of like an insult.
That got a little sketchy there because the timing of that was not necessarily trade timing. That was like individual push timing. That was, I was
Match
a little worried
point.
there.
And we are still at match point. Well, we are at match point for the Monsoons right now. Flares have gotten 3. Can they get the extra rounds in here, or will the Monsoons clutch it out right now? Honestly, I think it's going to come down to the ability usage of the KOs that may determine whether or not this works out in favor of the Flares or the Monsoons, just because looking at the ultimates on both sides, they have the Venom Cloud for the Monsoons, but they're on defense, so unless they basically guarantee where the spike's going to be or it's already planted and they go for the defuse, it may not work out in their favor. For the Flares, they do have that Resurrect online, and like I said, I feel like it's really going to come down to what the KOs end up doing with their abilities here.
I think you're right. Just those EMPs to slow things down, and there's Victoria's taken off, going down.
Poison's off.
And the EMP just kind of to...
So they know E is there. E is kind of probably reading right now.
But look at the play.
Oh!
What a play.
Dang, that was dirty with the shorty taking out Rainbow. Matrix then found E though, unfortunately. The rate of fire is just not in your favor on that one, my friends. As we see Shelto take out Maeve, the Monsoons now just have their Killjoy standing, as well as their Phoenix, and the Flares have 4 members still up. Yes, KO is downstage, does have their Resurrect online, but may not use it. It might not entirely be necessary here, but may come in handy just to increase their numbers. However,
No charges left.
when you're double the numbers of the enemy
up.
team, sometimes it's just better to hold off on that.
If
Last
if,
player
say, if
standing.
DR were to find one, get back, they could pop run it back because they were 1 point away. That they could have ended up like completely clutching that round almost by themselves. That would have been insane.
And the Flares pulling it out again, winning their 4th round. Can they win 8 more and bring us into overtime? I would love to see it. My voice box will be crying, but it'll be worth it if the Flares can bring this all the way back. Going into this next one, we do have both Killjoy ultimates online. We see Knives is available for Jet as well as the Resurrect still. We've got the Venom Cloud activated already, it looks like, for Monsoons, so they've basically completely shut down an entire area for the Flares to have to pass through. Really trying to kind of funnel everyone down one area, I suppose.
I think that's just a glitch.
Okay,
Viper.
it's a glitch on the overhead. All right, we'll go with that. So Viper may or may not have their ultimate. We see Run It Back is available. KO has their ult, as does Killjoy for the Monsoons. And unfortunately, Victoria was taken, does find Chung, so Flares down 1 agent. Will they be able to pull this one out of the hat despite losing 1 as we hear the Sage use that Resurrect? Killjoy now, unfortunately, has their Killjoy go down, and 0 players were detained during that. Clids leading taking point for their team's rotation here, definitely being in a risky position, because as spread out as this team is right now, hopefully Clids can manage to make that work out in their favor. As we see the smoke cloud comes out, they use the tailwind to dash in to see if they can get information, but unfortunately, VX yet again finding Clids' head with just great placement on that crosshair. Shelto finding VX, and then Maeve finding Shelto.
So Maeve here, you've got that Astral Wall. Even if the spike goes down, it's a
Spike
you
planted.
may not need to pop that ult because you see Run It Back went off as well. DR is going to go down, but that was actually just a Run It Back as well, so you still got that. And there's the Astral Wall.
Oh, look at that placement of the Astral Wall, though. It's completely blocked off the back
player
alcove, but
standing.
that does nothing to stop Jungo from taking out Maeve, Victoria, and one other, and then DR, last person standing, taking out Chung. And now the defuse comes out, and I believe that is the end of the story there for the players in their first Esports Tower Rumble. Pay, however, we're doing a fantastic job against the powerhouse team of the Monsoon. So congratulations and welcome to the family of Esports Tower to all of you fantastic players. We look forward to seeing more action from you guys.
That's pretty impressive. They held their own there. They went down big to start, and they won some rounds. Getting back-to-back round wins. That was what you need to do.
Well, Royally, going at it alone, especially in a game like Valorant, can only take you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you need to level up your teaming skills and also some communication, maybe, some camaraderie, make some friends, possibly family if you're, end up somewhere like here. Well, we just saw some of that happening in that last game, definitely by players like Maeve, coming out strong on that Astra play, someone we've consistently seen pop off. Well, you can see how talented they are, and you yourself could end up in that same spot if you join the Esports Tower. They really take time to create the teams that are well matched with great teammates and well-rounded across the board. I'd also like to give a special shout out to all those coaches, and if you're watching this and haven't checked out the Esports Tower Club, then you definitely should. It's the fast track to rank up.
Yeah, it is the move right now, as they say, because we are seeing some really good talent out there, and it's great exposure for these players. I mean, I go back and look at the VODs, and it's like 30, 40K views and stuff. You figure some of them are coaches, right? Some of them have to be coaches.
Well, there's a beautiful look at some of the Bronco team right up there on stage. That's a large bagel over there on the far left, as well as one of our new recruits coming in for Valorant. And after that fantastic game with Flares and Monsoons, let's see how our standings are currently shaking out after our first round of the Valorant Rumble for this week.
Yeah, I think that as we kind of get the chance to look at these brackets coming up, we're going to see some fun matchups coming up. Surge White obviously has done some really good stuff. I think
their KO is insane.
Yeah. If they can get through Eruptions, which I believe is another new team, or at least a team we haven't seen yet. If they can get through them, Monsoon Surge White should be great. Landslides Firestorm last week was insane, so fingers crossed it can be as good as that. And Hurricanes and Blizzards, more teams that we haven't seen a ton of, getting a chance to kind of come out and shine.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to see at least a few of these teams shine here pretty soon, but we're going to be taking a short break. Make sure you go use the restroom, grab some water, maybe a snack. Also, make sure you wipe your hands after said snack if you're on a computer. We do not support peripheral abuse in this establishment nor in this esports family, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Are you guys ready? How do you guys are ready, bro? Here we go. Prepare your ears, chat. Prepare your ears. Here we go. Yes, sir. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Shmee Cup. They're not going to be ready for this. Oh! Oh! Nitro with 2, 3.
Get down. Dark wave. Break it down.
Will he get the ace? He gets the ace to close it. Corey is your first Big Cup champion. EFC events, brought in some heavy hitters to support this tournament. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was the first Schmeek Cup. Hashtag never alone,
Hello, I'm Rajneesh Khanna from iCultivewear and Chopra Foundation. Mental health has been brought up a lot recently and proven to be at the forefront of our conversations. As we begin to understand how comprehensive it is, we should open up a conversation that mental health is not one size fits all. We all need help or just someone to talk to from time to time.
Mental health is a very serious thing. So I'm glad that we were able to run this tournament and showcase and just show that and help support that cause, for mental health. So thank you guys so much. Let me go talk to the EsportsTower team. Yo, what's going on, guys?
Hello, man.
So how did it feel playing against 10s?
I was shaking.
Yeah.
Shaking the entire time.
You guys got rounds, right? So that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And don't feel down. You literally just played.
I feel great right now.
I'm coming out of this.
Yeah, you guys literally played against one of the most stacked teams, I think, of this tournament. All the people that are watching too, like, you guys can do this as well. You guys can earn your chance. Go look up EsportsTower, and they're doing good things over there.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
From the Boise State Esports Arena. I am your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and calling all the action with me is the one and only Riley Nabby Boyd. We have ourselves a continued rivalry in our Valorant Rumble as the Firestorms and the Landslides meet once again, this time in the first round of the bracket. Back on the map that brought us an epic game last week on Ascent. I look forward to what I hope is a borderline almost identical matchup. Just maybe, with a few changes in possibly the Landslides losing out for the first time to the Firestorms. Granted, it won't be the championship, but, actually seeing them, have a little bit of a mental reset and be like, okay, that gap has been officially closed. We are no longer just, above and beyond. We are at equal. We got to start working our booties off yet again and just getting better and better.
I think this Landslides team, Artie, they were like, yes, we don't have Fish in here ragging on us now. And it's like, oh, Artie's back. She's going to keep it up. We all want to see them lose. No, we want to just see good Valorant. I don't care who wins, personally. I think that right now, we talked about it a little bit last week, there's right now just kind of an upper tier right now of just crazy good Valorant. And it's like all the other teams are chasing right now. I think it's Firestorms, Landslide, and Surge White. And I think right now, us getting to see two of those teams go at it so early in the group stage is great, because right now, the level of Valorant that these two teams are playing at is ridiculous. It's the best we've seen in EsportsTower yet, and I hope that it continues, because it's really cool to see these players show off what they can do.
Well, I would just like to make one thing very clear, and that is I have no hard feelings against the Landslides whatsoever. Just like Riley, we love watching good Valorant. I myself just always love the underdogs, and when you've consecutively won a title time and time again in EsportsTower, just like in our Rocket League series, I want to see something change, and that change can only come if the winning team, that victorious grand champion title, is taken by someone else. And something that might help that team that wants to get that title is Doc's keys to the game in Valorant, and they are don't ego peek the op, know your win condition, call out abilities, and calculate enemy econ. Doc's keys to the game are presented today by EsportsTower. Scroll poor advice, pro advice, not poor, at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up.
I just want to say I'm highly disappointed. I came in here this week looking forward to, for the third Rumble in a row, seeing the gangster version of Doc's keys to the game.
I personally love them.
Fish didn't even say them in a cool way last week, so if he's listening, I'm disappointed. Because,
oh, there's shade being thrown to our production right now by Riley.
No. I just missed the funny ways that it was saying.
I do try. I try to emulate the man that I looked up to the most. All right, so we are going into our second matchup this week in the bracket stage. It's the Landslides versus the Firestorms, our recreation of the culminating chaos that was last week's live broadcast that I got to miss out on, so I get to replay it here, kind of. We're jumping into it at round 2, the matchup between the Landslides and the Firestorms on Ascent, just like last week. This matchup we have all become familiar with over the last few weeks, as the Firestorms have not been able to get away from the Landslides and have not been able to close that gap that is getting ever so small in between the two differences in this team's level of gaming skill. So maybe this is the week that we actually see some things change. Will Mr. Memphi be taken out by El Bouf? Maybe Noob Man, who knows? Mr. Memphi, I'm sorry, but you have obviously demonstrated that you deserve a target on your back, and in our continued interviews, we've heard that you are aware that there's a big red X on your back.
It's interesting. The move of CC off Jet is one that Fish and I talked about last week as something that was really important for this team. We felt like Mr. Memphi is like an absolutely cracked Jet, and that they performed their best on Jet. So CC was on Jet last week, CC being a team player now, popping off of Jet, going to that Sova role, letting Memphi get back on that Jet so they can just be absolutely disgusting with that op, because Jet op is unfair. I think that's a really good play for this Landslides team. That makes them just all that much more scary.
Well, the Landslides are on attack, and as we've mentioned before, attack is kind of one of the harder ones to have to pull off. Typically, it's not always in your favor. We'll have to see how this works out, as we do see the classic approach of going a bit slower being utilized by the Landslides, not taking after the Monsoons there and just going at it as quickly as possible. Trying to get some information, doing some corner peeking as we see some grenades get thrown, picking up some information and some damage as Noobman takes out Selexic right there.
Yeah, early first bloods there. Noobman finding an early kill there, taking out the kill rate. That's mobility gone, and that was a huge shot from Noobman as well, because that went through the Hawk, stopping the blind, and the Pain Shows found one. Noobman looking for an early ace.
One enemy remaining.
This is the first time in a while I'm able to see a Sky in one of our Valorant matchups. And yet again,
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Memphi, relax. It's not that serious.
Back off on the gamer juice.
Oh my gosh. That was crazy. Memphi just didn't care.
It was a 5v1 and Memphi has turned it into a 2v1 like it's nothing.
30 seconds left.
What is this? This man is insane.
Someone's got a shout here, right? You got a double shout.
Oh, that was so close, but Mo found Memphi before Memphi could finish off Mo.
Mo was one shot. Like Memphi, like you saw Memphi stop shooting because you thought they took out Mo about 3 shoulder peaks ago. If Memphi would have found that, oh my gosh.
Look at that crosshair placement and just the discipline, using the wall to their advantage, the ADSing there. Nicely done. Beautiful. But I think Mo is not going to let that get anywhere close to happening again, nor any members of the Firestorms. That probably hurt a couple people's egos, maybe bruised them up a little bit. And now they're going to be on the lookout for Memphi.
Yeah, Mo might have just stopped one of Memphi's collegiate recruiting reel plays.
Oh, yeah.
That would have definitely been thrown in there.
Most definitely. Either way, I feel like that triple is deserving of it. Just cut it off before you go take on Mo, and you're good to go. No one will know what happened after that.
Yeah, that's a true story, because that was pretty ridiculous. Just kind of those shoulders of DTX there. Back on that Reyna.
El Bouf on that Omen.
We saw DTX was just loving that Yoru. It was an interesting play from them. So back to a little bit more conventional tools, I think, from DTX.
In DTX's defense, though, I do not feel like a center on the map that Yoru succeeds very well on.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, DTX on the Reyna, though, coming in clutch, taking out 2. Prestige went down last, and now it's just defuse time. And I started talking about it earlier, but I do not like Sky. The blind plus that ult that is like a seeking bomb that also blinds and smokes people is just too OP in my opinion, and it bugs the living daylights out of me.
Sky is pretty cracked.
The flying jellyfish also look really creepy.
Seek them out. Yeah.
If you don't have a fear of jellyfish, this game may give you a fear of jellyfish. Just throwing that out there.
It's true. Here's the thing, though. I can't be scared of jellyfish because the only thing I think of when I think of jellyfish is that scene in SpongeBob where they do like the jellyfish rave.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. So I can't be that scared of it.
I am everywhere.
Although I'll tell you, I think you and Baruto would be at odds because he loves a professional. He loves a good Sky. And so
I will be at odds with Baruto. I am fine. Jared, if you're listening, I will happily cast with you and will love to go toe-to-toe with you on which is the better support here, Jet or Sky, and why, and I'll just consistently say it's because Sky scares me.
Firestorms as well. 2-0 up on landslides already on Ascent. That is impressive.
Okay, but hear me out here on this one, though, Riley. Firestorms, yes, has done a great job winning pistol rounds back-to-back, even against the landslides. But the landslides, it's like they don't care about the econ deficit that they faced losing out on those pistol rounds. They're like, it's not our niche. It's just what we don't do best. And then once they manage to get their ability to full buy or even half buy, the turnaround time and the balancing out of the econs happens very fast. So the Firestorms, yes, they won the first 2 rounds, but they cannot let them get comfortable because if they lose this one, it instantaneously almost basically undoes it.
Yeah, but unfortunately for landslides, like you said, it's about to not get undone because that's a great satchel onto Memphi. Didn't do any damage, but it's a 2v5 here. I mean, Firestorms are about to go up 3-0, and then
last player standing.
Econ issue where you can't just ignore it. Left click on someone's head there, Memphi. It's good.
I guess one of the advantages here for the Firestorms is that when you go against a team enough, you get a lot of time to hyper-analyze their gameplay. And for a team that doesn't have to feel like they need to improve as much as other teams, granted, yes, we do see improvement consistently. But what can you do when you basically are near perfect gameplay as far as what we see here at EsportsTower? It makes it difficult to raise your own bar consistently every week without a team coming up on your heels and challenging you. So perhaps this is the week that the Firestorms, after so many weeks in a row of having to VOD review and being like, okay, what do they do here? What do they do then? What combinations? What abilities do they like to use in tandem? What are their tells of what they're going to do? Where do they like to rotate and stand? Things like that. When you've had that much time to analyze a team, that's a lot of information.
Yeah, and I think that these teams, with the level of coaching they get, do exactly what you said. They do hyper-analyze, and they get some crazy information, and they just know what to expect. They know Memphi loves to get vertical with those knives, for instance, there. You saw how well they were able to get away and find a first blood here onto landslides.
Noobman finding Snazzy. CC did pick up Noobman shortly thereafter, so even and out yet again. Sky did go down to the landslides as well. El Book did go down to Sova right there. The spike got planted. It's 3-3. However, doors are closing. But the position, we hear Empress get popped right there from DX. They've popped off more than once, but CC found their head right away. One thing to keep in mind, though, when Empress is popped,
enemy remaining.
Dang!
Player standing.
All right, well. Holy cow. For anyone that's watching that's not super familiar with Valorant, when Empress is popped, Reyna actually becomes a slightly different color. She gets like a weird reddish overshield if you are on the opposing team to her, and it kind of makes her body stand out a little bit more. So taking this wide of a swing to find people does put you in a risky spot because you are much more visible.
Yeah. I think that it kind of has to be that way though, because I mean, if Reyna were to stay the same, I mean,
oh yeah,
Empress
no.
is so good.
That's the whole point,
yeah.
I believe. It's like you sacrifice your ability to stay hidden well when you activate that ult, but granted, you just become a beast, to be blunt. You have to make it fair for the other team if you're looking at it from the game developer balancing perspective, and so making a giant glowing person makes sense. Oh, and there's never mind. I thought that was Sky's ult. It is just the Killjoy being popped, so now we've got people evacuating the area, otherwise they get detained. Oh wait, no, I do believe we did just see Sky ult get popped. Yes, there's the jellyfish that I hate with every fiber of my being. Yeah, those things. I just do not like them. We did successfully see everyone manage to shoot theirs before it found them, but it not only gave away their locations, but forced them to use a little bit of their ammunition, forced them to also reload. If it had exploded on them, they also would have been blinded, so that just stinks.
Yeah, they are invested into this
One
round for
enemy
landslides,
remaining.
and all of a sudden, that's an issue.
And it is just Memphis standing now, taking out Noob Man, taking out, I think that's Bofi?
Yeah.
All right, we'll call them Bofi. But unfortunately, Mr. Memphis not fast enough. The defenders will win.
Remaining.
Oh, going for the exit frag! Oh, the round ended just in time, Mr. Memphis, for the enemy team to, you know, stay alive.
Yeah, Memphis is doing some good work here on the kill side, but I don't think that Memphis getting the support that they'd normally expect here, because this Firestorms team, I mean, like, I am truly impressed, and that's saying something because I kept talking about how impressed I was last week. The bar was set pretty high last week. They are, like, smashing that this week. This is really, really impressive Valorant from Firestorms.
Cover going out.
I'm a short person anyway, so I never had any hope of reaching that bar.
Oh, man. That is too funny.
Oh, dang! DTX! That was huge! That crosshair placement coming from DT was beautiful. Mr. Memphis, revenge kill there on Mo for the earlier death. Albu found Prestige. DT found CC, so it's just Jet and Killjoy standing for the landslide. Well, we have Raze, Reyna, Omen, and Cypher all still standing for the Firestorm. Cypher probably won't even need to use their ultimate. They can save it for the next round. And Firestorm's really pulling ahead right now. It's like a whole new team, at least for me. I wasn't here last week, guys, so this is all beautiful for me to see finally. This opportunity for the Firestorms to be leading right out the gate, winning both pistols and the succeeding rounds, only losing out one so far is fantastic. They've improved so much in the last couple of weeks that this is just a joy to watch.
And just look at the pace of this game. You know, landslides used to just want to just fly in. It was, I mean, they really just went. It was foot down, pedal to the metal.
Send.
Look at how much slower this game is now.
They're being forced into playing slower, I believe, because of how well the Firestorms are able to, you know, predict what they're going to do because of how much time they've spent having to go against them. We do see Mr. Memphis did take out one. Now DTX there's no one left standing for the landslides. DTX got the defuse. The round is over, bringing us to a 5-1 score. Firestorms are in the lead by 4, which is something I've not been able to see in a very long time for them. So good on them. Let's hope they can maintain that lead going into this next one. We do see Cypher's the only one on their side with an ultimate, whereas the landslides, they've got, you know, Hunter's Fury, Omen's ult, and the knives from Mr. Memphis. And Mr. Memphis can be deadly. We do see also Mr. Memphis not choosing to go with anything insane. They've got just the classic in their hands. Probably going to end up seeing knives get popped.
Well, you know what that means too. When Memphis goes classic knives one round, you know what we normally see the next round.
Up round!
I would be surprised if we didn't see an off coming from Memphis here pretty quickly. His knives just go up right away there, and you see Filtex just getting down the bottom just to watch him playing.
And we do see the Wolf get popped there from Sky as well to garner some information for their teammate, trying to let Jet know where people are at. But Firestorm predicted the crud out of that one, rotating out of the way of the Wolf, making sure they couldn't get their the locations revealed, and moving into Heaven, making it harder for them to be detected. We see Sova use that drone to get some info. Noobman finds Selexic, so Landslide's already down one with Omen hurting on that health front.
So much got invested so early in that round, and Firestorms just sat outside of sight. They knew it was going to be an A push, but they just sat outside of sight and waited for Landslides to push in to win.
Mr. Memphis found Mo yet again. We see Reyna using that Lear, taking out Prestige. Snazzy finds Noobman. The L boost finds Snazzy, and Mr. Memphis finds ETX. It is now just Sova versus Cypher. Oh, Bofi using that ultimate. Dang. I don't know, homie. Was it worth it? Oh, no. Okay, we've got 15 seconds left on that spike timer, trying to just get CC to peek while the defuse is attempted. Oh my gosh, Bofi, is there...
This is no problem.
Oh, yep, but you have enough time to get that defuse, I believe. Yes, you should. I'm praying. Fingers crossed. Oh!
Brutal.
That's unfortunate. I am so sorry, Bofi.
CC played that just enough time, and to be honest with you, I'm surprised that with that tripwire that got placed down there from Bofi, I'm surprised we didn't see a Cypher cage get included in that, because That's usually the combo that you can just give yourself an extra second of knowledge, but just the tripwire there, unfortunately. The neural theft gave them the information to get that set up, and it almost worked out perfectly.
That's all right. 5-2. Landslide still down 3. They have 3 ults online, whereas Firestorms just have that Reyna Empress ready to go. There's the Fox coming out again. Well, sorry, the Wolf coming out, trying to garner some info, seeing what they can find. They do realize that there's people there.
I've got your trail.
Oh, and there goes the Jellyfish as well. So there's going to be a lot of smoke on the field if they land, and there is one of them making contact with Mo, and Mo, that might be yours to be tonight as we see Snazzy take out Bofi and Mo back to back.
Sight, you know, that stinger from DTX, not a ton of range for that, just trying to do anything, but CC just got that crosshair and right on the head. There's El Boof popping in CT though, trying to get a different angle. Challenge from DTX.
Mr. Memphis taking out DTX though. Landslides, all 5 8s still standing. We're just raising open. Now it's just Raze standing, and with that, Landslides get a flawless round, bringing our score to 5-3. This could be the turnaround. The Landslides might bring it back already. Excuse me. Before we see the Firestorms hit that double-digit mark, but I have faith. I have faith that when this turns around, the Firestorms might bring it back.
Yeah, this is scary though for Firestorms. This is not what you want to see.
Don't listen to Riley. Don't stress yourselves out.
All I'm saying is this: when landslides get going, when landslides get going, this is scary. But
yes.
But and now you are in trouble because they do have the power cycling on their side, and that's bad. Because now Memphis is gonna pop in the site. What is up, guys? It's Memphis here, and then it's over.
Mr. Memphis found El Boof. Noobman then takes out Memphis, so even the score there, Selexic finds Noobman. Unfortunately, Firestorm is now down to just 3. Spike is getting planted by Prestige. Nobody even lost the Spike. We got DTX going in with the Sheriff, trying to get some just some easy headshots here. There is someone right to their left that we can see, but DTX can't see them, and they are just waiting it out to see how far DTX can move forward, trying to get some easy headshots there as Bofi takes out Prestige. Snazzy finds DTX. Finally, that was what was going on over there on the left. And well, on the right, and Mo, unfortunately, will go down, and the attackers will clutch out that round. Now that score gap is getting too close for comfort for me. One more round, the Landslides will tie up our score here, and we're about to hit the half as well, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, both teams just kind of doing their thing. You know, Landslide's starting to get it going. And we do talk about how defense is usually the wave here. You want to be on defense second if you can just take some rounds on offense. So from the side of Firestorms, you've got to find a way to win these next 2 rounds, I think. If you really want to give yourself like a legit chance here in this game, you need to win these next 2 rounds, I think. And Landslide's mixing it up, a little bit of a mid-push here.
One thing I'm noticing from the Landslides, we have not seen an up from Mr. Menfi. I'm a little disappointed, but I understand. It's just still a little sad.
And you criticize me for using them on lines.
You should run.
You're not mad, you're just a little disappointed in them.
Yes, Mr. Menfi is always on that op, and they always pop off, so it's always... It's fun to watch, okay? As a caster, I get a lot of joy from it. I know it sounds absolutely horrible and evil, but it's very satisfying to see good sniper play.
Oh no, I get it. I get it.
Spike planted.
It's fun as a caster, it's not fun.
Yes, and I have been on the receiving end of a sniper rifle to my head in Valorant multiple times, so my heart does go out to you. We see Mr. Menfi take out 2. Selexic, Snazzy, both find 1 as well, and that Landslides evened out the score from a 5-1 deficit to 5-5. They have found the momentum. They've changed up just enough to throw off the Firestorms. Can the Firestorms bring it back, though? I hope so.
Yeah, both teams playing pretty good here. Is getting towards halftime, and like I said, Firestorms need to at least go into half with a round advantage. You don't want to go into this tied when Landslides were on offense to start. Lumen's trying to shoulder with that Sheriff there. Couldn't quite find anything. They got a lot of info though.
This is just now dawning on me. Firestorms has chosen to go without any sort of supportive abilities to heal up their team, whereas Landslides, Okay, you hear me irked all the time that Skye is even an agent option in this game, but as a Sage main, I can tell you that Skye has better healing abilities than Sage, and so that, I feel, puts the landslides at a huge advantage as far as sustainability. We do see Bofi take out Mr. Menfi, but then Lexic found Bofi, so that's a trade. Unfortunately, CC will find Mo there shortly thereafter, and Reyna will have gone down as well, so it's just Raze and Omen standing. New man found Prestige. It's a 3v2. We can even this out fast if they can find someone as Elbouf finds Snazzy. The TP goes out. There's some smokes as well. Killjoy is definitely below that halfway health mark, so they're in a sticky situation. Got to be careful. So we see CC going for the plant and default position. Actually, one opposite of default, but Lexic found Elbouf said despite the smoke. That always sucks.
Yeah, Newman was kind of off on the other side of the map there. So late from them. That alarm bot's going to give away location as well, unfortunately. There's a little boom bot going in to just try and find something, but no such luck, and Newman's got to try and break a side now.
Select's chilling back. Oh, unfortunately, Noobman. Their head was clicked by CC before they could do the same to
last round in the half.
Noobman, I'm so sorry it happens like that. We are now at the last round in this half, so that means use it or lose it time. Spend all your creds, get everything you want. Mr. Menfi, am I gonna see it? Are you gonna do the thing? I understand you're on offense, which sometimes being a sniper on offense isn't always in your... Yep, you're not doing the thing. That's fine. I understand.
Say the line. Say the line. It's like that meme.
Pull the lever, Crunk.
Can I get that little info there from CC?
Let's see where this... I hope we get...
ahead.
Ooh.
Lots of info there.
That was great placement there.
And so much info, like you said, you got 3 people that know where they are now. If you're landslides, that's
there's the drone as well. Smoke went out for a moment. You guarantee somewhere in that direction, basically.
Now I just need to see a crazy hunter play. Oh, it's the jellyfish! And the hawk.
Just looks so weird.
Oh, there's a good stun.
See, that's what I'm talking about. This is what I don't like. That's too OP. They're homing, so they give away your location, and they blind you for a chunk of time. It's just too much. Make it one or the other, not both.
Me thinks that Arden may have had a bad week playing against Skye.
I actually can't even play Valorant on my farm internet.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I have internet that is the equivalency of 1 step above dial-up. It's very painful.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Mr. Menfi might have just tailwinded into the wrong spot, but never mind. Mo didn't turn fast enough, so Mr. Menfi with the knives doing their thing that they do best as Prestige finds Elbouf. Now they're just, dang, Prestige popping off on that Skye.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
Switching sides.
Landslides really just kind of took control, and hopefully we'll see some op play here from the side of landslides as we go into defense. And you know, we were talking about this. We were talking about sniper plays earlier, and as someone who's a connoisseur of a lot of different video games, I do want to know what's more infuriating, getting ops to the head or getting Widowmakered in the middle of an important push.
I'm going to say it's getting op to the head because getting Widowmaker, typically because of the type of heroes I'm playing, it means I had to have been in a really, really dumb spot and not paying attention in order for me to get one-shotted by a Widow. And they also have to be damage boosted by Mercy in most cases for that to happen.
So what you're telling me is basically when I die to it all the time because I run tanks, I'm just bad.
Use the walls more, use natural cover. That's my advice and no further comment on that one.
Fair enough. I think Landslides have put themselves in a pretty advantageous spot here as they get into this defense, though. Up 2 rounds. This is going to have to be Firestorm showing some mettle here.
All right, but hear me out. Firestorm successfully wins pistol rounds consecutively. So if they can win both these pistol rounds, they'll bring our score to 7-7. Riley and I may end up losing our voice boxes before we even hit the end of tonight's Esports Tower and hit the 3rd game of the evening. That's totally fine. But we may see Firestorms even this out and it not be a runaway game for the Landslides. And as I say that, CC finds one, and that's Prestige. Thank you for making me put my foot in my mouth yet again. I appreciate that, Landslides.
One enemy remaining.
Snazzy did it again, or excuse me, Noobman did it again, where they came around that corner, took out the Hawk, and they took out the player. And Menfi, look at the aggro from Menfi.
Menfi's like, you killed my support, I kill you.
that like, my name is Mr. Empty. You killed my support.
Oh my
Prepare
God.
to die. Listen. This is my last time ever doing a Rumble. I have to get all the
Wait,
jokes
this
out.
is your last time?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm moving.
Okay, I mean, I understand, and good on you. Congratulations and all that jazz. You're going on to bigger and better things, but that breaks my heart.
No, I wouldn't say bigger and better. I would just say different opportunities.
There you go.
Different
All right.
opportunities.
And for anyone who did not know what that was from, it's from The Princess Bride.
If you didn't know what it was from, watch it, please.
Understand that people that are in high school have not seen the movies that we have seen.
That's a classic. You gotta watch it. Gotta watch. I'm begging you, it's worth it. It's worth it.
All right, well, Mr. Prestige has the sniper rifle this time. That is a change of pace. They did pick one on Selexic. Oh my God, Selexic! Dang!
Selexic came into the hallway and said, "You have been judged not worthy," as they ran through with that judge and found a huge double. That was fantastic for Selexic. The aggro just from this entire landslides team. Look at the confidence that they get from winning like 4 rounds in a row. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how good they get when
This
they get
is
confident.
just unfair.
Time out.
I mean, that is actually crazy. Look at that. What are they on? How many have they won in a row? Like 7?
Yeah.
Was it 5-2 or 5-1?
It was 5-1. They've won 8 rounds in a row.
Okay, but there's a reason why they say Ascent is their best map. Like.
Then why do we give it to them on the first round?
I don't know how the bans work in EsportsTower and what they do in like, professional Valorant, but it's crazy how good they are on this map.
Put them on Icebox in the first round and see how well they survive. That's my advice for next week. Give them a challenge. It's not to be mean, it's to challenge them. To prepare them for the box fight championships.
Haven't they been on Icebox like almost all of the rumbles that we've done
every
with them?
championship game, they end up on Icebox, and I pretty much will take the blame for it. Even though I don't pick it, I think my love of Icebox is what causes it. Just somehow me putting that out in the universe. I'm sorry.
Yeah. They're pretty good on whatever they go on.
Snazzy found Bofi, so down goes the Cypher. DTX goes down to Snazzy as well. Firestorm's hurting again. Selexic finding Mo and is just raising Omen standing again. Alboof did find Selexic though, bring him a little bit closer in those agent numbers, but you gotta pick up 2 more to make it worth the squeeze there, my friend. We've got Noobman going around for the sneaky sneak. DC found Alboof and Noobman. Unfortunately, defenders will win that round.
I think Noobman has tried to do that a couple of different times now. It's not really working. The late push into this B site from the other side of the map, it's not quite working the way that you want it to. And I think maybe wise Padawan, those who push together do win together. Take the advice and push with your team. The flanks right now just aren't working out in your favor. I don't.
Watch us find out that that is the exact opposite of what their coaches have been telling them to do.
Well, there's a reason why their coaches work for EsportsTower and I don't play because I'm bad.
Yep.
They're smart. They're smarter than me.
We play Valorant for fun.
These guys play it for scholarships. We play it.
I play Overwatch for scholarships. So if you want Overwatch advice. We've got Alboof finding CC though. I feel like that was a little bit of payback. Prestige with the sniper followed
Oh my
Alboof,
gosh,
though.
that would have been nuts.
Oh, that was so
Spike planted.
gosh darn close.
So if that was me and Prestige did that to me, I don't even care. I would have punched the monitor. Like I just.
Oh
like,
dang!
I would have been so mad.
Peripheral abuse coming from Riley would have occurred. So if you did not punch your monitor, throw your mouse, smash your keyboard like XQC, any of the above, you have better anger management in-game skill than Riley does.
Wait, is that why? I thought XQC got banned for watching the Olympics.
Did he?
I think so.
Huh. Well, all I know is he does like to smash his keyboard a lot. And quite loudly.
It is pretty funny. Remember that time when like Twitch, like I think they banned people like because like someone like would like throw their keyboard and then like it got flagged as violence and then they got banned for it.
Well-deserved peripheral abuse is not accepted. That stuff's expensive, man.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. It's true.
All right, so
That goes there.
we've got Killjoy and Sky with their ults for the landslide, so oh boy. All right, so we've got an entire lockdown plus an ability to give away everyone's location. And then for Firestorms, we just got Omen's ult. This is going to be a hard round for Firestorms to win.
Oh, that was almost scary stuff.
Memby got elbowed. There's first blood again for another round. DTX using a leer. They are in smoke, so it's not going to help them out too much, but it is going to help their survivability as we see another... Ooh, all right, Cypher Cage went out, and the drone has gone out. We see the Wolf come out, too. Not a lot of information garnered from either side. Cypher rounds the corner, gets taken out by Snazzy, as does DTX. Both find Snazzy, though, but then Flexix finds him out. It is just Raze standing for the Firestorms, and Raze in that same position as last time, as the Jellyfish ult gets popped from Sky. CC finds a new man, and the defenders will clutch out that round.
And all of a sudden, he goes from 5-1 to game point for landslides.
It's like they had a totally different play style in their back pocket this entire time. And we're like, all right, now we can do it.
Yeah, it's just like, but if they were actually using that just to like practice like a different, like you said, if it was actually a different play style, that's nuts.
That is a bit nutty, but I can't put it past anyone playing games like this because it takes such high brain power to pull off some of the stuff that both these sides are doing that it would not shock me if they had the ability to completely readapt and change their game style. One thing I want to point out, though, is have we seen the Showstopper come out from rings yet?
No, which is really sad.
That can be so OP.
You know that I love a good Showstopper, but look at how quickly this is.
Snazzy.
One enemy remaining.
Prestige with a collat.
Prestige with a collat.
And with that, the Landslides went out another round against the Firestorms, but it was just our bracket stage, not the championship. So do not think that means you guys will get the easy shoe-in to be our championships for the coming week. Anybody can still take the title. I have faith in the underdog story, nothing against you, of course.
Wait, but that's 2 weeks. No. That's 2 weeks in a row that Prestige is going to collat with the off.
That is
what?
Absolutely massive and big brain, in all honesty. There's no argument there. Well, Prestige, I can tell you what, and that is definitely should be something you put in your highlight reel when you're trying out and or sending your profile to some college for recruitment purposes, because in broadcasts such as these, you get the opportunity to have exposure to college recruiters, and you know, maybe if you sign up for EsportsTower, you'll get directly connected to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers. So definitely take the opportunity to check out EsportsTower. Players get insider access to the industry's insights with the featured rumbles such as this. Recruiters are taking a lot of notice of these as well, especially we talked about a few weeks ago, we had some Rocket League players get great scholarships to some colleges through the EsportsTower tournaments, and it's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land that collegiate scholarship. And there's a beautiful look at the arena you too could be playing at in your future.
It's true. This is a fantastic place with some pretty cool features in there.
Side note, Mr. Memphi was 25-8. What did you eat for breakfast, Mr. Memphi?
Oh my gosh.
I need to know. Also, you may want to lay off the gamer juice, dude. You gotta like not gas yourself out too fast. You know, it's important.
I think Memphi like ate like Lucky Charms and then collatted the Lucky Charms with like some Wheaties or something.
I was gonna say Reese's Puffs.
That's fair. That's fair. Now you're gonna have that jingle stuck in my head all the time.
It's stuck in my head too because of that person on stage. Well, we're going to take a short break and come back with a spot in the last spot of the evening for our grand finals. We're going to be looking at one of our semifinals, and we'll get possibly a sneak peek at what's to come next week. But like I said, we'll be taking a quick break, and we'll be back here in a couple of minutes. going to be Surge White looking to make it into the grand finals, or possibly will the other team in the form of the Monsoons clutch it for their first ever spot into the grand finals? We are about to find out.
Monsoons have shown themselves as a team that maybe can look to challenge to get into that top tier that we were talking about, where Surge White, Firestorms, and Landslide are. This is going to be an opportunity for them to show, all right, we've arrived. Can they actually break into that? Because right now, Surge White are playing fantastic.
As we mentioned, it's that high bar that I could never reach. Well, if these teams are hoping to make it into that semifinals, especially if it's their first time really wanting to get that opportunity to let themselves shine, we have some words of advice for all of those involved. And those advice words are from Doc's Keys to the Game. And before I say these, I have to mention this is Riley's fault. There was shade thrown at the production, so I therefore must do this. Bro, don't ego peek the op. Yo, know ya win condition. Epically call out abilities. Righteously calculate enemy econ. And these are Doc's Keys to the Game presented to you today by EsportsTower. Score pro advice at EsportsTower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Thanks, Riley. I really appreciate that.
Oh, this is why we love our production team here, because that's awesome. That's hilarious.
The shade gets thrown by Riley, and I get to deal with it, though. I feel like I'm the older sibling taking the blame here.
I mean, sometimes, you know, it's teamwork. And when we succeed together, and then when I mess up, we both fail together.
All right, if that's how it's going to be, I guess I will be taking all of the flack, and I am totally fine with that. After all, it's a fun read either way. I was not expecting it to be that different.
That was pretty good. Righteously is
that was eloquent.
Perfect. I love that. What a great word. What a great word.
Well, we are to our final match of the evening, and it's going to be between Surge White and Monsoons. Not on my favorite map, though. It's going to be on Split. I didn't get to see Icebox today, so my heart hurts, which means everybody's going to be stuck on it next week. Have fun, guys. And so I'm excited to see what both these teams bring out. I'm hoping Surge White has dominated with the KO in the past. Did they do so last week? Do you know?
Honestly, they did run KO a little bit, I think, but it wasn't like that wasn't the reason. No, you know what? They may not have actually ran it last week. I think that Surge White just has graduated from team that uses funny thing that doesn't normally work to team that's just really good, like a certain school that we go to right now.
Oh,
went
man.
From trick plays to just being really good at something.
Oops.
Surge White, just next level. I love it.
All right, so we do see that we've got basically the exact same lineup that we have over here for the Monsoons. We've got Maroon, Zed Evans, and I think we saw at least one other new face for the side of Surge White, possibly. Yes. Okay, so we got V-Spicy, Yusuke. Ellie is the new face for Surge White. So looking forward to see their Sage play coming into this one. Let's see if they possibly, decide to play Sage like an initiator like everybody else in this tournament does, especially looking at Prestige if they're listening. You play Sage like it's crazy, all right? I'm just going to throw that out there. That is not how I think the developers intended people to play Sage, but it works.
Yeah, I think we've seen Ellie in some past rumbles. It's been a couple of weeks. They are pretty good with that Sage, though, and this is a map where Sage can be just so important. There are some crazy cracked wall spots on this map, so it should be interesting to see how they do it. And you see right off the bat there, getting one down kind of on that mid push, getting some crazy information and some crazy head glitch angles as well.
Well, okay, so I mentioned this earlier at the very, very beginning of the broadcast. This is our 8th week of the Esports Tower Rumble. In week 3 of the finals, Monsoons lost out to the Surge. So this is their opportunity for redemption to bring it back as we see Sage take out Cypher in due fashion right away. So now Surge White got to be a little bit more careful on the offensive push here, being lower on the numbers. It's a little bit risky.
Yeah, Yusuke back on a duelist. Yusuke was the one that had been running Astra and had kind of jumped to KO. Obviously, Split did not fit the build there for that. Going to that Reyna, which I like from Yusuke, showing that versatility. That's all of you that are playing in these Esports Towers Rumbles. Recruiters love versatility. You can run lots of different roles. Yusuke is showing that off. It's good to be able to see that kind of different thing there from them. The comp just continues to change and makes this Surge White team really versatile.
30 seconds left.
Those little notes and tidbits of information you may want to write down. Just throwing that out there.
true. Oh, look at this. Look at the 4 push up top heaven there.
Maroon, that was taking out Maeve. Maeve on the Killjoy. We've not seen quite a bit of that coming out from Maeve. We got V Spicy. Let me guess, on the Viper. The tried and true agent for V Spicy there, getting that spike planted right away. Unfortunately, looking at Jet there for Surge White, they are hurting. They've got just a sliver of health remaining. Oh, VX has picked up this torch for the Sage play there. Very nice, showing their hero pool expansion there as well. We do see Maroon trying to get some shots onto that Sage. They know that Sage is up there. Now everyone's just kind of chilling out and waiting to get the best angle they can on them. So we do see Yusuke take out 1 and then take out E, and Ellie will find VXDE. And the attackers will clutch out that round after only losing their Cypher.
Yeah, Yusuke with a nice 3 that round. Once again, that duelist play from Yusuke showing they can run that initiator or they can run that duelist. Love to see that from them. That was a sweet 3-piece. Also, can I just throw out that the sword in this game as the knife is just like the coolest thing ever, and I absolutely love it.
I was thinking the same thing, so thank you for saying it.
It looks so cool. And then that brings me back to Princess Bride, because
oh no.
That's too funny.
If any of you in the chat room have seen it, put the quote that Riley referenced, the actual version of the quote, in the chat, and I'll believe that you guys have actually seen the movie, because I really don't think many of you have. No offense, but I just don't.
Wait, Zoomers watch that kind of movie, right? Like, that's not just like millennial humor, right?
Not very many of them do, no. And technically, I'm not a millennial, so.
I don't even know if I am. I don't even know.
Careful now.
Oh, the wallbang shots from DR, just trying to go through, find that Sheriff to do anything.
Maroon taken out. Victoria was taken. And then DR going down to Yusuke right away, too. It's now Monsoon's hurting. They've just got Killjoy and Sage remaining. And then Zed Evan finding Maeve with, I believe, that Marshall headshot. That was nice.
Cypher Sniper. Love to see that. Cypher is so good on this map. I mean, really, Cypher is OP on this map. You can lock down both of these sites pretty well with Cypher, just using that tripwire cage combo and the camera as well. You can pretty much just go ahead and lock it down on, you can pretty much just lock down B site and just rotate over to A. And then as soon as you see someone going B site, they trip the tripwire, use the camera and the cage at the same time, it's over. So Cypher can be so good on this map.
There is Riley's strategic facts of the game for this round to anyone that wants to play Cypher on this map.
I remember I got yelled at a lot for not doing that when I started playing Cypher at the very beginning of Valorant. So I learned quickly.
Stop yelling at people. Be like, hey, can I give you some feedback on your Cypher play? That is how people will accept feedback. Don't be a jerk.
Toxicity, boo.
Exactly. Boo. We're definitely seeing a lot slower push coming out from both teams here. No one's being super aggressive. I like not seeing hyper-aggressiveness coming from defensive teams. And as I say that, unfortunately, we did see Victoria kind of jump into the line of fire to take someone out.
Gosh.
And then E finds Yusuke. So Monsoon's up by 1 agent right now. The spike is still in the possession of Surge White, though, so I can basically say that's about even out because they don't have to worry about it being camped out by someone. We could see a fast rotation happen here. There's a sneaky one happening, but Viper is just chilling out over here by themselves. And we might see some Viper on Viper violence happening here soon as the rotation's happening. Oh no. We do have, never mind. I thought that was going to work out in favor of that Sage chilling out, camping there, seeing if they could get any information. But even in the form of their death, they have given away the fact that there's a rotation happening for their team.
Player
oh
standing.
Man, the timings are just so unfortunate for Monsoons right now. That's twice in this round that they've had players just get, I mean, the worst possible timing. That's brutal. You hate to see that kind of a thing.
It be like that sometimes. We see Maroon unfortunately go down to DR.
10 seconds left.
The spike went down, which is interesting because I could have sworn Ellie had it the entire time. They do get the plant. Now we've got the Cypher cage going out. The wall has gone up. Cage got triggered as well. Now we've got, there's the camera usage. I don't know how much information it's going to garner, though, considering I think it's right inside the Viper Venom wall.
Yeah, that's not going to get them much. I like that cage play, though, just trying to block off some vision to get a peek. But that was such a great counter from V Spicy with that Viper wall up there. But that's just knowing the map and knowing your agent.
Look at Ellie's wall placement, too. Blocking off an entire opportunity to have someone flank them. There's only one chance for that Cypher to go after them. So LA knew that they were in a safe space by creating it themselves. Well done, way to utilize your abilities like that.
Yeah, you can see when teams have been together this long and they're able to use their abilities in tandem like that just to kind of lock things down. It just shows why these teams are so good and what happens when these teams stay together. And we have seen this Surge White team do a lot together. I mean, I know Ellie, I don't believe Ellie played last week, but outside of that, we've seen this team stay pretty well together for most of these Rumbles, and it's paying off and it's showing.
As with most maps, Ascent is definitely one that at least I can say is more defender friendly. So being able to go on the offensive first and win out the first 2 pistol rounds and the follow-up round is some great pace setting, and definitely widening the gap of the econ there for Surge White, especially if they can pull off another win for this round. Unfortunately, the early pick onto Cypher hurt them a little bit since the sniper rifles have come out. You got to keep in mind that losing 3 rounds in a row does mean they get a little bit of an econ boost for the Monsoons to help them out a little bit, as we see V Spicy take out Victoria was taken.
And you see there's Empress being popped as well from Yasuke on Surge White here, which is a good play. There's that Lear going to come in as well, so VX has just got to get away because it's all coming, and Empress does run out, but still 4v4.
Saw another Lear come out, and Maeve decided to shoot it. Unfortunately, I believe it might have been far enough that would not have affected Maeve. They could have just chosen some trigger finger discipline there. But instead, they gave away their location. Now, we did see E get a kill. Ellie took out E, so it's now 2v2. Both sides still have their Sage up. Sage for Surge White still has the spike in their possession. They have the assistance of Jet. Will that be enough for them to get this plant off as we hear the cage get triggered? And Maroon goes down, but not before the spike gets planted. Ellie uses that slow orb to try and prevent the Cypher from moving in. Cypher is hurting also. They have like 1/3 of their health left. So if they engage against Sage on their own, it might not be the best idea. They may be able to get a heal off from their own Stage, though, and they do. So with that, I hate to say it, Ellie, but you are in some hot water right now.
Yeah, and DR knew kind of the area that you were there. As you see, DR does take down Ellie. I mean, the information they got from the neural theft, and then I believe Ellie got caught in that tripwire as well. So that was just kind of an unfortunate situation where you got to get the spike down, but there's Cypher once again just locking down this map.
1-3, we could start seeing the Monsoons bring this one back. Looting out that round means the econ is basically equalized now at this point, right, Riley?
Should be. You would imagine Monsoons are going to be able to start buying again a little bit. They may still hold off. You know, they may not try and force it here, but you start going down 4, 5, 6 rounds, you know, when you start dropping huge numbers in a row, that's when it gets really sketchy. So Monsoons needed to win that round, I think. But I'll tell you, this Surge White team, they're looking about as good as they did last week, which is scary.
Beasts. At least they're not going with the full Odin play again.
No. Why do we keep saying we don't want that? We do want that. That's the best.
Okay, yes, we loved it. It was absolutely hilarious to watch, but it just confused the living daylights out of everyone, I think. I really think that's why it worked out. We see Maroon pop the knives, and now they're going down ropes, going through sewers. Let's see if they can pick anyone up. Ellie finding DR. I think that was a little bit of a revenge kill for killing them in the last round. I at least always look at it that way, and you know, if you ever played Call of Duty, they actually tell you when you killed the person that killed you. It's always a great feeling as we see Victoria was taken. Find Yasuke, Maroon find Victoria, and then Ellie find Maeve.
Yeah, quick development there. Obviously, knives are still out, but Monsoon in a tough spot to fully pick their Maroon put the knives away to pull out a gun, and they actually found E. What a play there.
But VXDE did find Maroon because a 2v1, if you're unfortunately just you gotta reload, or even swapping weapons opens you up to an opportunity to get taken out, and VX definitely took advantage of that.
VX kind of shoulder there, but said Evans was right on with that crosshair placement. That was good work from them.
And with that, the attackers have won it. Outbringer scored a 1-4. Surge White in the lead by 3. Can't make any predictions yet, though. They did win back-to-back pistol rounds. If they could do that again, even after the half rotation, that could, you know, kind of lock it up and make it very difficult for the Monsoons to bring this one back. I feel like going to this next one, we've got the Killjoy ult. We've got Empress, we have the Venom Cloud. On the other side, we've only got Rez and we have Venom. Surge White is on the offensive, so the Venom Cloud can become very useful, but also on the flip side for Monsoons, they can use that as an opportunity to use it as a chance to defuse without a lot of pressure being put on the point in tandem with the Killjoy ultimate. We'll have to see if that comes to fruition though, but they definitely got to start using their abilities more aggressively here if they want to close this gap.
Yeah, and that's not how you want to start. Spicy taking out Victoria as well. That's an unfortunate spot to be in because now you're looking at your Empress being offline for this round. It is two very site-controlling ults, like you said, already there for Monsoons, but I don't know if being on defense right now, if you're going to have the opportunity to use them if Surge White just decides to go aggro because they can't use that Viper Cloud to counter you out and get into sight.
We see the Cypher cage go up, the smoke comes out from Jet, they use a tailwind to get into a better position. DR goes down to Yasuke.
Just aggro from Yasuke, I mean, just following him around the corner. Look at Yasuke, just kind of having an idea where everyone is. You would imagine the wall being shot might try to go through there.
Beat Spicy with the double, and then Yasuke following it out, taking out E to close that out. Nicely done.
It's clinical from Surge White, just aggression and just power right now from Surge White. They've got the foot on the gas pedal. The Surge White team again is looking really solid. Look at that 8-3 from Yasuke right now, just being an IGL and leading the scoreboard as well.
We can see over here for Surge White, there are the ones with the yellow highlights around them. It looks like Cypher is in position to place some of their tripwires out to make sure no one's on the flank, so it does split their team up for a slight amount of time, but the pace that Surge White has chosen to go with for these pushes, Cypher should be able to catch up to them very easily after ensuring that they can lock down the flanking route, and we can see their abilities being placed. We do see two tripwires out, and they're choosing to go the complete opposite direction, possibly make some noise and pull some attention away from site A to site B to allow their team to push in. As we do see, we've got Reyna and Sage both pushing around mid, trying to see if anybody is in there, trying to make an egotistical push through mid, and it does look like, yes, the location got revealed. The tripwire has been activated. There it is, getting pulled out by Victor. Victoria was taken. Maeve finds the Spicy, Maroon finds DR. So even with those tripwires, unfortunately, Cypher does go down.
Yeah, the info wasn't quite enough to save Cypher there, unfortunately, but still got some good information. You call that out to your team. There's the res going to come through as well onto Cypher, I would imagine, inside of soon. So I don't think it actually got off, though.
No, they res the Spicy.
Oh, yep, you're right.
Spike down A.
Yeah, so V-Spicy did survive. We've got Killjoy at a little less than half health right now for the Monsoons. As I say that, we do see VX go down as well as Maeve. It is just V-Spicy, our resurrected player. The return from the grave style gameplay. And unfortunately, Zed Evan will once again send you right back to your eternal rest for this round.
Eternal, non-eternal rest.
Yeah. I mean, we're gamers. None of us ever really get a lot of sleep, right? Or am I the only one?
No, it's true.
Okay, thank you.
It's sleep.
What is that?
Yeah. It was funny. I was trying to explain to my wife earlier this week. She was like, I don't understand why you always stay up so late. And I was like, I don't think you understand. Video game business
is nighttime
stuff.
Yeah,
it takes place from like 8 or 9 o'clock at night till like 4 in the morning.
Straight up the best Overwatch queuing hours for Mountain Time are 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like, we've run the numbers, kept track of statistic pages. It's real. This is why we have no sleep. This is why I have permanent eye bags. And if anyone else on this Valorant team has permanent eye bags, my heart goes out to you. They're very difficult to cover up. Some days they're just completely there.
It just happens. We do a lot of things for the things that we love, and we all love games.
Yes, we do. All right. So Monsoons right now, I feel like are set up to bring this back. They have 4 ultimates in hand. They have the Reds. They have Empress, Venom Cloud, Killjoy. Those 4 things. Yes, I understand they're on the defensive, so the Killjoy ultimate really is more zoning. But that Viper, like I said, re-engage. E, VT, both finding kills, so they've already gained some leverage here on the playing field. As far as Surge White goes, they just have the Viper Venom Cloud. So yeah, they could use that, get the plant, or plant it, and then use the cloud midway through to try and, you get more time off that ticker. But how many ultimates are online for the Monsoons? If they time this right, they can start to bring this back. And as I say that, Maroon and V-Spicy find 2, so Victoria and VXDE will go down. That hurts my heart, but there is only 3 standing for both sides, and of those 3, Viper for Surge White is at less than half health. This could be the turnaround point as we see the Cypher Cage get activated there. The alarm bot also is being activated. And now there's just 13 seconds remaining. You only need 5 to plant the spike. Maroon finds DR. Now we're at 3, 7. Just a couple more seconds remaining. Ellie's getting the plant with just barely enough time left on the clock, and Monsoons only have 1 player standing.
Yeah, Maeve's just got to kind of get up top heavy in here and try and make some plays. There's the alarm bot just trying to stop anything from going out, but that's just, look at the prediction there. The slow orb going up right where Maeve was looking. That's just great.
Ellie, that
there.
was huge.
Yeah, that was just this
big brain.
Like 6 head. I love it. I love it. Fantastic plays. Big brain is right. Now Maeve's just got to kind of creep around the back here.
Maeve, my advice to you is get out and stay alive. Don't go for the exit frag. Yeah, just get out. You see that Ellie has that wall there. If you were watching the death cam from last time, you'd know how they play that. And as I'm begging you to escape, Maroon finds you, and now I do believe that's enough time for everyone for Surge White to get out, and they do. Into this next round, Monsoons, all 5 members have their ults online. Are they finally going to use them this round, or are we going to see yet another round elapse with none of them being popped? While Surge White has been just rotating their ultimates with enough time that there is basically at least 1 or 2 people with their ults online every round since the ult started coming on.
Yeah, you got to make sure you use them, and that they're there to be used, you know. But in regards to last round, by the way, any caster curses in the chat? Because, oh no, that was unfortunate. You hate to see it, because you were right, Monsoons did have it right, and then it was just 2 big gunfights from Surge Whites. And like you said, ult's getting popped. There's the knives coming out from Surge White, just being aggressive. Again, this is how you're supposed to play offense on split. This is how it's supposed to be done. Aggression is key for the side of Surge White. And it's funny, they're not even having a chance to use their Cypher ult, because these rounds are just going, like, once the kills start going, the kills just start going. And it's like, there's no point.
It's like a domino effect. You have V-Spicy using one of their grenades, possibly be able to pick someone up over there. There's, oh, sorry, my apologies. It was it was a poison orb grenade. And the wall goes up. Jet for Surge White did pop their ult. Still no ults pop for Monsoons yet. Yasuke takes out DR. Now Victoria is like, oh, I gotta stay alive. Main finds Maroon, evening out that agent number count on both sides. Still no ultimates popped yet, Monsoons. What are you going to do? You've got to start matching the aggression that Surge White is putting out. I understand hanging on to your ults for the most opportune time to use them, but that time may never present itself in this round. You need to just start utilizing your abilities as you can utilize them, and just hoping for the best in some situations, and not holding it out, waiting for the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, this would be one of those opportunities, I would imagine. Trying to get some sort of, wait.
What? Why is the res not working?
No way. I think that it's in a glitch spot on the map.
That's not fair. Okay, all right, VX. I will count that as you using your ability, your ultimate. That needs to be fixed. That needs to be patched if that straight up was a glitch spot. It looked genuinely like it was, or like when they got rezzed because of the location of the body, they would have been out of bounds of the map, and that's why it wasn't being allowed. I am so sorry.
That's brutal. That is brutal.
That's just not fair, and the gods of the game are not in your favor. Well, I'm sorry.
And that changes pacings, too. That's the thing. Like, that changes the way that everything would go in that round if that res gets off. That's brutal.
Yeah, because it would have been Cypher who could have used their Neuro Theft. We've got Maroon finding E right away, so there goes another one. Maybe we'll see the res come out now, but I doubt it, just because that was really, really bad positioning to die in. There goes the Neuro Theft from Cypher from the side of Surge White. Now everybody's location's known. All of Monsoon's known. There's the Toxic Cloud getting popped from V-Spicy at point A. If I were Monsoons right now,
yeah, you gotta do something. And there, hey.
There's the Neuro Theft, and E got rezzed by VXDE. Nicely done. Now we have the Venom Cloud. The Empress, unfortunately, DR with that sniper finds E again. And, well, sorry, it was Zed who found E, and then DR found one of their own. Victoria was taken, finds Ellie. Now it is 2v2. The Viper Cloud is up, but you can go into it and defuse, but you can't go into it and defuse if you get shot.
1v1 1v1 now. It's just DR versus V Spicy, and DR is going to be the one this week because this is V Spicy's
You have
Cloud.
1 health left, my friend.
Just run.
Get out. Get out. Oh, dude. My friend. We begged you to get out. It's okay. Oh, V Spicy went down to their own spike.
Wait, gave them the third kill of the round because they, I
Yep.
mean, it was on themselves and
Yep.
it gave them a 3-piece. That's funny.
That's actually, I had no idea that it actually would count towards the combo, though. Yeah, mistakes were made, but we'll still give you points for it.
That's actually really funny. I love Maeve running the Guardian. I love to see that. I've really been liking the Guardian play the last couple of weeks. Just, you know, personally in my own gameplay, I think it is one of those guns where it can be really fun, especially when sometimes you just get just random, just like one-tap headshots that you don't even mean to get with it. It's such a fun gun to run, so I love seeing that coming out of Maeve.
Still got 3 ults online for the Monsoons. 2 were popped last round. For Surge White, they have the Empress online, and like I said, they tend to have 1 or 2 online. And in all honesty, if it is just Empress, that is the one ult that's okay to be the only one online and around. You become a killdozer when you use that ultimate properly.
Killdozer, I like that. He's just waiting with that judge, just hoping someone's
There it is!
Oh, look at this push up into heaven here. This is so aggressive from Surge White, and it's going to be led, I would imagine, here by the Reyna.
Alarm bot did get triggered. We saw it looked like Tailwind got popped by Maroon to get out of the way. Ellie did take out E right there. The slow orb did get thrown as well. We have Resurrect online for Surge White. Killjoy has their ult, and Empress is online for Monsoons. Now, Yusuke and Zed both find one. Maroon does after that. Ellie goes to the plant, and it's not even needed. And Surge White bring their score up to the double digits while the Monsoons are chilling out at 1.
Last round
This
in the
is
half.
the last round before the swap. As we said before, it's use it or lose it time. Will all 3 ults for the side of the Monsoons get popped this time, or are they just going to, unfortunately, not use them? Most likely going to see full buys coming out. I do not foresee an op being used, especially because Surge White is on the offensive push here. Trying to use an op is not always advantageous in this situation. However, I'm really hoping we see Monsoons at least win out this last round.
Yeah, well, I think Zed had an op previously, so I'll be interested to see if they want to continue it. Yeah, you see they do have that op still going on, and DR's just going to try and counter that with the Sheriff, but unfortunately that's just that's a tough one.
Oh, DR!
That's brutal.
I think you heard Riley's sound of pain. Maroon found Victoria right there, and now we've got Beast Spicy.
Odin spam, Odin spam, Odin spam, Odin spam.
Everyone just go Odins. It worked once, it may work again.
On this map, too, no less. Just throwing it out there. I mean, it really is such a good gun, and there's that Poison Cloud going to get popped from Monsoons. Look at that double ult from Monsoons again.
The Killjoys come out as well, so you got to get out of the way and make sure you don't get detained. 2 seconds remaining on that detained marker, though, means that people can get in. Your VD finds Maroon with that Odin. One player, unfortunately, did not make it out, so someone did get detained. V Spicy picks up 2. The spike diffuser did go down. He tries to finish it out, but V Spicy getting that 3-piece does prevent the diffuse from happening. But all 3 members were in range of that and did unfortunately go down.
Although, in the end, you know, you switch sides there, you go into this second half. It's 11-1. I don't think it's going to be much of a second half. But, Monsoons, we talked about it in our first game of the day. It's so important. Take this round by round. Don't just think, oh, it's done, or, oh, the task is so huge. Think about winning this next pistol round, because that's so important. And any time, anyway, just a little bit more important now.
Doc will always tell you focus on the fight that's in front of you. The scoreboard does not matter right now. Where you're standing does not matter. It's all about in the moment. You can't change what's already happened. The only thing you can do is change the future that's yet to come. And in order to do that, you need to take the weight off your shoulders of thinking that this is your last chance. Do this as best as you can. Make sure that you leave it all on the field and do not pressure yourself into thinking that this is the end-all be-all moment, because it is not over until the fat lady sings, my friends.
I love the inspiring pregame speech there, and I think that's something that Monsoons need to hear here, because I do think that this can be such an intimidating situation. Big numbers on the board.
Oh,
on the other
E
team.
is already in for the plant. They've only lost their Reyna.
Wow,
Reyna
good
and
play.
V Spicy for Surge White have gone down. Jet is in pain. Looking at that health bar, they've got 1/3 left. They are not near their support. Oh, they are. They did get healed, but they're already back down to less than half health. Ellie is, unfortunately, has a gun barrel being pointed right down at them. Cypher knows exactly where Ellie's at, but DR found Zed anyway. Dang, okay, we've just got Sage and Jet
Last
standing for
player
Surge
standing.
White, and as I say that, Maroon goes down. It is just Ellie. Ellie, if you can hear me, just get out alive. That is my advice to you. Just get out.
I have to.
Oh,
yeah,
it's like
oh.
Ellie.
It's like, yeah, this sucks.
I can't. Oh no, Ellie!
That okay, yeah, that's the misstep right there. That loses you to Econ.
Yeah,
Not the move. Not the move.
it's okay. It happens to all of us, Ellie.
Oh, that's gonna be
We get a replay of Ellie responding to me. This is great.
It's just like why reach out though? Is what I want to know. What was the mindset there? What
I
was
think
the
it was
thought?
just like I would rather die to the spike than die to one of them rotating to try and get away from the spike.
Scuttle Shack. Is that like Shake Shack? Because I would
What
be
are
down
s-
for some
what
Shake
is a
Shack
scuttle?
right now. I don't.
It looked like it was like a pineapple thingy, so I'm just gonna say that that's like the name of the owner. So Scuttle's kind of not really like it's more of a name, not a type of fruit or vegetable in this.
Is it like the Dole Whip ice cream?
I've never been to Disneyland, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
They do good pineapple ice cream there.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
It's really good. Like pineapple.
Oh, Victoria finding Maroon. Monsoons, are you doing it? Is this the turnaround? Are you bringing it back? Because I hope you are. You guys are, you know, you've got the momentum you need, I feel like. You can do this.
Yeah, I think that right now it's just going to be all about, you know, winning these rounds individually. And I love this rap. I love this rap. This is the first, like, real big rap that we've seen in a while. They brought it all the way over to this B site, and look at that. The Phantom's out in round 2 of this half.
Okay.
Force buy.
We've got Ellie, and we had one other get a kill right there. We saw Ellie got spotted in the rotation by almost everyone on Team Monsoon. They knew where they were at. And with that, Monsoon, flawless victory, getting another win. Both pistol rounds to bring their econ slightly higher than that of Surge White. That is what they needed to kick off this second half to possibly place the odds in their favor. As we see E get that plant spike, Victoria was taking fine Yasuke. There was just everybody was doing their job and doing it well in this last round.
Well, and what was so important about that round is technically that is second pistol. They forced. They bought up. We had Phantoms and Spectres on the board. So they
hedged their bets.
Yeah, and it worked. It worked. That was great. They took that round like Dogecoin, took it straight to the moon, and it worked out perfectly for them.
Oh, I love that.
And now they put themselves in a situation where they've got plenty of eco because it was not only did it worked perfectly. That flawless was so important for that econ. I mean, they really did. That was a huge gamble, and it paid off so well.
Cage triggered.
All right, the Cypher cage did get triggered. Cypher also used their camera, was able to see multiple people coming out through garage right there. The Venom wall is up from E, trying to get a little bit more distance between them and Zed. Zed might be going for a wrap around here. They did trigger the tripwire as well, so they know that Zed is there. There's 3 of them. They should be able to surround and conquer. So see Ellie, Zed Evans, and Yasuke all find kills.
Remaining.
DR did find one. E found one as well. For the Monsoons, they managed to get the plant. There's just 2 standing. It is Maeve and Be Spicy now, and Yasuke, last one standing. It's just a matter of defuse. And Surge White will clutch out that round.
Yeah, that was
And
tough.
they shared the defuse too. What good sportsmanship and friendship. I'm proud.
Well, look at that. They've already got an Empress online, and you see Maroon's about
Match
halfway
point.
to those knives, getting yourself to match point. Now, again, we preach the same thing, 1 round at a time, and this is scary if you're Monsoons. It's scary, but you just gotta be able to do it.
They can do it. Come on, Monsoons. You've got Killjoy ult and Viper Venom Cloud. So use Killjoy right before you push in to give you enough time to get that plant off. And then once that detain process, the full time for which they would have been to get detained completely wears off, activate the Venom Cloud. That's my advice. even if no one gets detained. And we see Yasuke popping that ultimate. There's the attacker Killjoy coming in right before they run in for the plant. Yasuke did find Victoria is taken, so unfortunately the Reyna on Reyna action did have to occur, and someone did. The rule is someone has to go down in those gunfights. The aggression's there, it happens. We see the Cypher Cage get used, the Slow Orb get used, and we're going to see a Tripwire get placed. Ellie will find Maeve, and then E will find Ellie, so it's just 3 standing for Team Monsoon. Spicy found VX, it's just Cypher and Viper standing. Now it's just Vipers. Spicy goes in for the defuse. They're trying to bait out Viper. Will they be able to bait him out, though? They might. Oh, what is that placement? Holy cow!
Yeah, that was elite. That is called spending a lot of time. I don't think that there's enough time to get this off.
Oh my gosh, that was so epic, though. To clutch out that round from the distance, that placement was superb.
Yeah, that right there is called a lot of game time.
Yeah. That is highlight reel material right there.
That's just, I mean, it's just knowing your spots. It's knowing your spots and being able to, you know, there's all those apps out there that tell you, like, oh, hey, like, if you're playing, like, here's the throw that you can make, you know, like a blitz or whatever. You're just rewriting the entire app with that stuff right there. So impressive. So impressive.
That was beautiful. All right, 4-12. Let's see y'all bring it back, Monsoons. You guys still got 3 ults online. Let's see if you can use it. Actually, since we've seen it before, that might be a glitch on the Viper there for the Monsoon. So we'll just say we've got Reyna and Cypher's ultimates online. So we have Empress and Neurotheft, which between the two of them, Cypher gets a kill, activates Neurotheft, tells their Reyna where everybody is. Reyna uses their ult, goes in and clears out at least one area of the 2 layers where these people are going to be standing to try and block off an entire point, and they can clutch out the round right there.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good way to do it. As you see, the wall's gonna go up. Yeah, if they can find that opening elim there, that's gonna be the way to do it.
And Reyna and Cypher are paired up together there over in front of spot A. They're now choosing to rotate back because the plant location has been determined. There's the, okay, so the Viper Cloud was there for Maeve. Oh, Ellie found Maeve. VX did find Yasuke. E is going for the plant now. VX is in an interesting situation now. Maroon took out it's Dr. Wiesinger. And then Victoria is taken out by Maroon. It is just Sage and Viper standing. We got the poison orb get popped by E. Ellie goes, unfortunately, will get taken down by VX. So now 3-2. Viper Cloud still up. E finds Maroon. 2-2 now. Spicy finds E. It is just VX standing, but they are a beast. And unfortunately, as I say that, VX will find. Oh, sorry, V-Spicy will find VX, and I believe there is enough time this time for V-Spicy to get the full defuse. And with that, Surge White will win out this round on Ascent. Congratulations to both teams. However, that was a hard-fought game. And Monsoons, you guys did great. Way to almost bring that one back.
Grand final for the Surge White team. It really, they are a team that should be contesting the grand final every week. This team is so good. Monsoons, though, I think showing quite a bit this week, showing that they are right there.
I can't argue with you on that one, Riley. Well, you know, these events aren't just for us to show off these players for ourselves and for their friends and family. It's an opportunity for expert college recruiters to take notice of them as well. If you become a member of the Esports Tower family, you have the opportunity to talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers. Esports Tower players get insider access to the industry insights with our featured rumbles such as this one this evening. Recruiters are taking notes of these events, and you also get the opportunity to create awesome highlight reels, just throwing it out that way. It's a great way to get exposure for if you're looking to start your path to pro or land your collegiate scholarship. Check out Esports Tower at esportstower.com.
Yeah, it truly is a great way to get things going because there are so many people that watch this kind of stuff, and it is such great exposure for these players as well. And we're just lucky we get to watch it.
All right, so that is our last game for tonight. So let's take a look at the standings for this evening to see how things are going to line up for next week. That was one of our first semifinals, but the next one still is next Wednesday. So,
nice.
That was perfectly
Nice.
timed, and the sunglasses. The aviators were just beautiful. We've got Monsoons, who just went against Surge White. Surge White ended up coming out victorious. Monsoons had a hard fight, was bringing it back very hard, but the late game, when you're mentally gassed, does get exhausting, and it's difficult to bring that one back. Next week, we'll be starting things off with our game against Blizzard against the Landslides. Will Blizzard be able to stop the Landslides from making it to another championship? Well, if you want to find out, you'll have to come back next Wednesday and be here with us to find out. Now, we've ended out this evening, Riley. Who do you think, and I'm going to put this one out there, you're not allowed to pick Mr. Memby. Who is our ICCU player of the game?
That could be tough. I mean, Prestige kind of went off. Zed Evans kind of went off. I feel like I say Prestige or Memphis quite a bit. So I'm going to say Zed Evans, I think, wins, but you never know. That's my pick.
I am going to go with Prestige.
Okay. It almost feels like a cheat code to go with Prestige just because Prestige is so good.
Fine. Actually, I'm going with Maeve. Maeve is my pick for this week's
I like
ICCU.
that. I like Maeve was doing some good stuff. She was cracked there for a couple of games.
And as I mentioned, what we say you need to take with a grain of salt because we get to predict, but we do not get to determine. Oh, that is so sweet. If you guys missed it, I just found out myself. Riley is going to be leaving us. This is Riley's last broadcast with us, and it does hurt my heart to hear that. Makes me a little sad that I missed you last week, but here is your own highlight reel, my friend. It's been a pleasure to be able to work with you, and I'm excited to see what you get to do within your new esports family and to grow your experiences.
I am going to miss being here. It has been a pleasure working with you as well, Artie, and our entire production team. I got to come here. I started with Call of Duty for Boise State, which was just a crazy blessing that was like out of left field. I didn't even know it was going to happen. It just started, and it's been an unbelievable journey, and I am so thankful for this opportunity and everyone that's been here that I've got to work with. I've got to work with you. I've worked with Voiceless, Baratel. I've worked with Fish, and I've worked with all sorts of other people as well. Chosen, the whole production team. It's been so fun. I love it here at Boise State. You have my heart. You really, really do have my heart.
I've said it once, and I'll continue to say it. Once you have an esports organization, members become your family, and that extends not only from the players, but even into the staff. I consider a lot of these people my family, and you as well, Riley. So I hope for the best for you on your new adventure. It's going to be exciting. Even though you're moving, it can be a little nerve-wracking, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it and will flourish in your new activities. And being with a new school, we will miss you, but we all wish you the best.
I'll tell you what, if Boise State ever plays Ottawa, I might have
It's going down.
Yeah, I know. That would be a really hard one for me to call.
It's all right. You just come out being like, all right. A little bias. Okay, so we do still have, wait, did I guess right? No way. Production's gotta be pulling my leg right now. There's no way the ICCU player of the game is actually who I guessed for once.
Wait.
Is it actually Maeve? Is it E?
I think it's Zed.
Is it Zed? Oh,
it
dang
was
it, Zed. Alrighty. Oh, wait. Who is it though?
I think it has to be Zed.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
There's no way it's not.
Yeah, because Zed had a three-piece there in that last piece that we showed. But lots of good gameplay from all over the place. I think that should be noted. So
I'd also like to throw out that all of our guesses here were brought up in the player of the game highlight reels. So it's kind of like they all got a little bit of it.
It's true.
When I'm in the play of the game in any game, and normally I'm not the one getting it, I'm the one being used to get the play of the game. I'm in comms like, hey, look, it's me. Mom, I made it on TV.
Mom, get the camera.
Yes, the player of the game was Zed Evans, I believe, and I'm going to stick with that. So great prediction there from you, Riley. And with that, we will be closing out our evening and our final week with Riley. Before you leave us, though, for the last time, what are your takeaways from this week's games?
I think my takeaway is Surge White showing themselves once again as a team that can contend for these titles. I think that we have a lot of teams that are really starting to come up. I think that top tier is about to get broken through. We have 3 teams right now, like we've talked about, that are right now top tier, but I think we have a bunch of teams that are knocking on that door and they're ready to go. I know that I will continue to be watching these because I think that we're about to get some really, really good rumbles in these next few weeks. I think Surge White, if I had to put my money on a team to beat Landslides, I actually think I'll put it on Surge White, and I think that it could happen next week.
I want to see Surge White go against Firestorms, honestly. I feel like that would be a fantastic one to watch just because they've been hyper-analyzing the one top-tier team. Now it's time for them to hyper-analyze each other and see what improvements they can make from that.
Yeah.
Well,
it's going to be interesting.
It's been an exciting night, and we had a great bracket stage this week for the Valorant Rumble. Congratulations to Surge White on returning to the grand finals after being knocked out in the semifinals last week. We'll be back next week with the conclusion of our semifinal matches with the Landslides taking on the Blizzards for the last spot in the grand finals and a chance to qualify for the BFC Valorant Cup next week on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Boise State Esports Twitch page channel. Join us to see who takes home that grand championship title. Will it be the Landslides once again, or will they finally be dethroned? You'll have to wait and see next week to see the fantastic conclusion of all this exciting events and see who qualifies for that BFC Valorant Cup. We'll close out this evening with today's top 5 presented to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time with more than 10 positions offering $20,000 in bonus and your degree of choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Check them out at iGuardGaming.com. Thanks again for having a wonderful evening with us, and thank you, Riley, for being here with us throughout all of these weeks, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Try to go in as we see KO get revived by Phoenix. Both go down, and now there's Chunk standing, using their teleport. Oh, no! Oh my goodness, that would have been... Oh, Chunk, that was still so big-brained. It worked, but maybe she knew. She just knew. But the position, we hear Empress get popped right there from DX. They've popped off more than once, but CC found their head right away. One thing to keep in mind is that when Empress is popped, enemy removed. Dang! All right, well. Holy cow. For anyone that's watching that's not super familiar with our right now, as we see Victoria was taken, take out 2 more. That beautiful down goes that alarm bot. We do see Sage is right, chilling out behind them, waiting for the proper moment to come in and take people out. And with